Guys, and we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Track Back. Let me go full screen. Guys. And first of all, just before we do get started, I just have to make sure that the sound is good because usually sometimes I do sound like a mouse on a helium. So I'm just gonna have to make sure that the sound is great, guys, and then we'll have to get into the nitty gritty stuff of things. All right, so yeah, sound is good, right? So there's a lot to get through for today's show, because I've not been live for what 3 4 days now, and a lot's happened in the footballing world. And of course, I do have to speak about the Manchester United news first. What's transpired over the week, man? Because again, madness from Bryan Buemo, the second bid going in for him. We've got the whole thing about Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, Casemiro, Richard Rios, the midfielder that plays for Palmeiras. Manchester United are currently looking at him. So we're all gonna be doing the Manchester United news first, guys, and then after that we're gonna be doing football news all across the world. And once again, apologies that I've not streamed for quite a while because I was doing a birthday celebrations. These men threw a surprise birthday party for me, fam. These guys threw a surprise birthday party for me, dude. So I was not expecting that, and of course, did get absolutely blasted on Saturday night for my 30th birthday. But anyway, let's go right into the nitty gritty parts of the things, guys. So first of all, we are going to speak about Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. I know that I am a little bit late. I know that I am like a day late to this whole news, right? About the football top with him wearing Marcus Rashford's football top, with Marcus Rashford apparently commenting on that post saying, my brother, right? I do have to speak about this and get it off my chest first before we go into this whole transfer business. And I think with this rant, people will see where I stand with these two absolute morons. Yes, they are morons, right? So Garnacho the other day, he posted let me get this up for you guys, by the way. So my man posted a picture with him wearing a Marcus Rashford top. And of course, there's certain sections of Manchester United fans that are split. Marcus Garnacho might as well be Marcus Garnacho. There is certain sects of United fans that are split regarding this whole post, right? There's some United fans saying that, listen, he can wear whatever he wants. It's his career, it's his life. And of course, there's other Manchester United fans saying that he is contracted with Manchester United. What are you doing wearing a rival club's top, right? Especially wearing Marcus Rashford at the back of it. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Like there has been Harry Amas wearing a Real Madrid top. You've got Ahmad wearing a freaking Brighton top. I think it was Mango Ugarte, or I think it was Dallo Ugarte that wore a Flamengo top, right? Throughout this weekend, of course, like these guys are posting this. But listen, you can wear other football teams' tops, right? As long as if you're not playing in the same league as those teams, for me, you can wear them. Like with Ahmad wearing a Brighton top, that's a bit of a mad one still. It is a bit of a mad one still because Brighton are in the same league as Manchester United. They have given us trouble quite a few times. I think they beat us home and away last season. Like him wearing that top, I know that it's Simon Adingra, who is basically he's a national compatriot with for Ivory Coast, right? You can wear his Ivory Coast top, but wearing that Brighton top is just not on. It's just not on, right? But listen, with Garnacho wearing that Marcus Rashford top, he knows what he's doing, bro. It's absolutely petulant, fam. It's so petulant that this guy's doing this, and he thinks it's absolutely cool. You know what, right, guys? Honestly, man, like this is why I'll be like, this guy, he genuinely do things is like the dog's bollocks, doesn't he? He genuinely thinks that he is that good. He genuinely thinks it's that good. Like, yeah, you know, Lamborghini, Ferrari next to me, Marcus Rashford top. I'll send them a message. That right there, you idiot, Garnacho, you absolute mong. That right there is showing your character to other teams. You get what I mean? Like that right there is not a good look for you, fam, because you think that you're clever wearing a Marcus Rashford Aston Villa top. You're not clever, mate. You're a dumbass. You're an absolute dumbass, bro. You need to leave the club. He needs to leave the club, guys. Like, what's he thinking? I swear to God, if this guy, right, pulled off the same nonsense in the mid 2000s, roughly when Roy Keane, when we had freaking Gary Neville, even Nicky Butt, Ryan Giggs, bro, a young way, bro, they would slap him on the head, dude. They would slap him on the head, bro. They would, man. They were like, "What are you thinking doing this, bro? What are you getting from this? What are you getting from this? We're in a rival team." And again, people say Villa are not Manchester United rivals. I'm saying like rivals as in like they compete in the same freaking league as us. And he's out here wearing this, bro. What an absolute dong. What an idiot, bro. What an absolute whopper, right? And let me get this freaking it was a post. It was an unbelievable post. There you go, by a Stretford post, right? Just before I do get into the actual news, because I had to speak about this because these guys are so stupid, bro. And Rashford as well saying, "Oh, Thierry Henry was my idol." Listen. I like Kaká, right? Who plays for AC Milan. I've got no freaking Arsenal players. I've got no Liverpool players, no Man City players, no Chelsea players as my idols, bro. I've got none of these, man, fam. You get what I mean, bro? Like, these idiots, bro. Like, these 5 IQ man them, bro. These 5 IQ guys, bro. Like, they think this sends a message. They genuinely do things. Bro, it's just showing your character to other teams, you idiots. It's showing your character that, like, listen, if these guys aren't happy, they're going to pull a madness, bro. They're going to pull a madness, right? And just before I do read that post, right, it just shows, like, to Manchester United's leadership. Like, the lack of leadership in this team is bro. It's absolutely baffling, fam. It's absolutely baffling how there is no leadership in this team, bro. Because once again, if this was guys, if my teammates were pulling this nonsense off, and if I was a captain, I'll be swinging hands with these guys, dudes, with these 2 bozo idiots, bro. Like, they are bozo idiots, fam. They are absolute bozo idiots. That's what they are, right? But anyway, this was an unbelievable post by Stretford Post. I think it was like a day ago, where he wanted to basically get the full details to what's going on with this Garnacho stuff, right? And Rashford stuff, and then of course he did give his opinion, and it's a long one, guys. So I will be reading out a little bit of important parts from this post, and it says basically, "I wanted to hold back before I responded to not overreact. Here's what I think. I would urge people to imagine if he did this on the side as Ferguson or if players like Roy Keane. Garnacho's a grown man. He knows exactly what he's doing. Imagine if Beckham wore a Tottenham jersey or Giggs wore an Arsenal top. It wouldn't happen. No player playing for any club should wear any football jersey other than the club they're contracted to. You wear colours with pride. You represent the team. You represent the team, bro. You get what I mean? Like, imagine if you're on like the freaking battleground and you're going out to battle in it, right? And the guy next to you is wearing the freaking colors of the team that you're fighting against, but he's meant to be your brothers in arms. He's meant to be the guy that you're going to war with, bro. Absolute foolish behavior, fam. But we'll continue. When I was a kid, I wouldn't even think of wearing a rival Premier League shirt. It genuinely made me sick, and yet here we are with Garnacho, who so many fans are back totally misrepresenting and embarrassing the football club, with Marcus Rashford contracted to Manchester United, flirting with Barcelona on a YouTube channel, while Jadon Sancho behaves like a mercenary. The club is a mess, toxic from the inside. The culture is broken. Let's not pretend this is normal. Portins once wore a Man United shirt before he even signed for the club, and West Ham fans never forgave him. It was seen as betrayal, a slap in the face to those who for those who supported him. What we're seeing now is no different. It's a mockery of what this club used to stand for, and if you're defending it or brushing it off, I'm not sure you truly understand what Manchester United is supposed to be about. This right here is precisely the problem, and no, this is about having Rashford written on the jersey, because if it was a United jersey, nobody would care. And if you think that, and Jesus, and if you think like that, you really don't get what football is about. It's a rivalry. Premier League club jersey. He's taking the piss out of the fans, and the club is it's unacceptable, clearly misformed and misled. Ruben Amorim has been proven right. Yeah, bro. Ruben Amorim has been proven right by this nonsense, dude. He's absolutely been proven right by this nonsense that Rashford and Garnacho pulled, by the way. You got what I mean, man? So, listen, bro. Screw this guy, fam. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. I'm getting All right, that was Junior speaking about my birthday present. But anyway, guys, we'll continue. Says this is a tweet coming out from the United Report. It says despite Marcus Rashford, my brother, comment on Alejandro Garnacho's latest Instagram post, the pair have only ever socialized during Manchester United team bonding dinners. One of Rashford's inner circle once dubbed him a effing Ronaldo wannabe, bro. Even these guys, like this whole fake backing, bro, idiots, bro. Both of them are absolute idiots, fam. Right, I need to get up actually the Garnacho 70 mil. So Garnacho's been priced at 70 million by Manchester United. And listen, I think as a guy, right, that who's good at deducing stuff, I genuinely do think that with a Garnacho, for me, I think the reason why Manchester United priced him at 70 million is because Chelsea want him and Manchester United do not want Garnacho going to a rival Premier League club. Especially with them, especially with this player going to Chelsea, right? Because I think like a few weeks ago they priced him at 40 million. They priced him at 40 million, and I think that's when like Napoli was interested, right? But with Garnacho being put at 70 million, that's an absolute madness, bro. But once again, I think for me, from what I'm going with, it's a deterrent for Chelsea signing him, right? And yes. There is links with Garnacho being traded for Christopher Nkunku with Chelsea. And for me, listen, I don't want Christopher Nkunku. I like guys. I'm just gonna be straight honest with you guys. The thing is, right, with Nkunku is he's too injury prone. The guy's injury is like the amount of games that this guy has missed. It's crazy. Let me just jump on a transfer market to show you guys what I mean because I think that if we sell Garnacho for more, I think if we sell Garnacho, I think it'll be much more better for us. To be honest with you guys, rather than basically trying to get Christopher Nkunku. Where's his injury history? So there's his injury history right now. Look at this, guys. Look at this, man. 110 days missed at Chelsea. 110 days, bro. You know what I mean? That's a large chunk of the season, right? And then after 44 days, literally after these 104 days, the guy misses like what, or almost 2 months, misses up to basically a month, bro. Like what, 2 months there, a month there, bro. Like the guy just is too injury prone, man. He's too injury prone. Like Manchester United should be doing their best to avoid this swap deal for Garnacho and Christopher Nkunku, because for us, like, I'd rather get the money and invest it somewhere else. Once again, in like a striker, in like a midfielder, or even a goalkeeper, or even a centre half, man, or even a centre half, dude. Like, if Chelsea do want to do like a loan deal, but no swap with Garnacho, I'll be happy to take him. But if we're swapping Garnacho for Christopher Nkunku, no deal whatsoever. No deal whatsoever. If Chelsea are trying to offload this guy and they just want a loaners, because listen, like, for that centre forward spot, I'd rather have it for us if we can maybe have like a Xerxes, Nkunku, and maybe even Gyökeres there. 3 different profile of players, because like Christopher Nkunku can link up very well with the Matheus Cunha, and what it's looking like Brandon Mbeumo is coming to Manchester United, and it's a fluid attacking 3, which for me, I've actually grown to like fluid attacking 3s after watching the Paris Saint-Germain squad, because like that Paris Saint-Germain team, especially like the front 3, to how like they're always like are always changing positions. You've got the right winger going into left wing, you've got the left wing going into centre forward. That confuses like the defenders, especially like when they're trying to mark a person, like they don't know who to mark, because these guys are always interchanging positions. So I would like that side if we can loan him, but the whole swap thing with Garnacho, no freaking way. And I want to see what man like Saeed has to say about this, because he's also given his pace as well. So let's jump on right now and see what man like Saeed says about this Garnacho and Nkunku deal, bro. Put the playback speed at I'll put it at 1.25, and then if it feels a little bit slow, we'll put it up. All right, let's go.
People, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. Look at me. This is serious face right now. I ain't playing around anymore. I ain't playing around. No more Chelsea signings. No more Chelsea signings if they're not serious signings.
I agree, because like I think the last player we got for Chelsea was Mason Mount, and Mason Mount, guys, listen, the guy spent the majority of his time injured at Manchester United. He spent the majority of his time absolute washed out, fam, on the treatment table, bro. So yeah, man.
Ain't a joke anymore, Chelsea. You cannot play us anymore.
Yeah.
You cannot give us duds anymore. I've had enough, man. I don't want anything to do with you lot. Leave us alone. We don't want any of your players. We don't want anyone in your so-called cast-offs, yeah? So unless you're giving us premium product, yeah?
Yeah, Cole Palmer, your Casinos, man.
Premium players, we don't want to deal with you. I've got PTSD. I've got trauma. I've got everything from you lot that is... I've had enough, yeah? We had Mason Mount. Yeah, do you remember Mason Mount? Mason Mount has still got trauma, and apparently he still wants to stay.
60-odd million as well. 60-odd million, bro.
I'm at United. 60 million with 1 year left on his contract. Manchester United paid for it. 60 million, you know. Who did they go reinvest in? Cole Palmer. Cole bloody Palmer. They want to go and get. Jadon Sancho, we thought to ourselves, you know what? They'll give us a little 25 million. That'll help us out. You know what I mean? It's
bro, they
not the best in the world, but you know what? 25 million. A bloody loophole. Or you know what, to be fair, Chelsea mugged us off, yeah? They did better than us. They negotiated better than us. And you know what? The fans like me and a lot of United fans, what happened? We lost out on that money. And what do we get? 5 million. 5 million. And now I'm hearing a swap deal involving Garnacho and Nkunku. Seriously? Nkunku. I'm sorry, bro. This brother has been a hologram for your team. This guy's been non-existent. And I'm not even buying it.
He literally only features like in Conference League. I've maybe seen, I think I've seen him play once for Chelsea in the Premier League, and I think that was against Liverpool, where I think he scored a nice goal versus, it was like a consolation goal. I think they were losing like 4-0 or something like that. Or was it like 3-1? But I've only ever seen him play once in the Premier League for Chelsea. But in the Conference League, this guy looks like peak Luis Suarez, bro. It's crazy.
His whole 15 goals or whatever he got last season. Half of them were in the Conference League against, let's be honest, farmers. You know what I mean? Let's be honest, part-time footballers. Yeah. No disrespect, by the way, but part-time.
Is it Noah? What's that team called? Noah?
Yeah, that they dismantled to get into that Conference League. I'm not buying into this, bro. Nkunku is not good enough. I don't think he's a bad player, But it's not good enough. We don't want him. We know his injury record. We know what he's like. He don't even start games, bro. And people have this audacity to say, oh, well, he can play up front for you lot. Have you watched him for Chelsea up front? I watch a lot of Chelsea games here, and this guy has been garbage. Tyreek George is better than this guy in this Chelsea team. Tyreek George has done more in the Chelsea team than this brother here. This guy does not solve any problems for us. He actually adds problems by when we sign him, yeah, or when we get him, then it's a case of, right, this guy's not available anymore. He's clocked out. He's got his money. He's probably going to be on big wages as well. So this idea that Chelsea and this swap deal, yeah, or just in general, any of your players, yeah, involved in any Man United deal, if it's any deal, it's going to be a separate deal. Yes, separate deal. This swap deal does not make sense. Garnacho has done more in the Premier League than Nkunku. Whether you rate Garnacho or not, he's done more. Yeah. His value.
I agree with Sayed in this one. He's featured more, got more minutes. I'm pretty sure he's got more assists and goals as well this season, bro, in the Premier League. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's
he's higher than Nkunku. What? I'm supposed to hype up Nkunku from 4 or 5 years ago at RB Leipzig? Get out of here, man. Are you mad? Nkunku's best performances have come in a Leipzig shirt. Yeah. Haven't come in a Chelsea shirt.
Yeah.
They paid, 60-odd million for him? And they haven't shown anything. But yeah, they want to flog him off here and go and get an up-and-coming talent, whether you like it or not, that they can go and get money from. This is what you don't understand, United fans. They will go and get Garnacho and flip him. If he doesn't work out, you know what? We'll sell him for 50 million. We'll sell him to whoever in Spain or whoever if it doesn't work out. He's only 20 years old. I think he's 21 in July or whatever it is. Brother has time. And Nkunku ain't got no time. He's 26 with a big injury record. This guy ain't got no time, people, man. He's not in the best form of his life. He's not in the best shape of his life in terms of where he's trying to go to. And again, it's not disrespecting, but bro, man ain't feeling this. And I don't want any Chelsea players until we have control. We need to be in control. So you lot can make all your hashtags. You can make all your no to Garnacho. I see you lot. Carefree Lewis and Matisse.
Carefree Lewis. Yeah, Carefree Lewis always posts it on freaking on X. He's like, no, oh my days. He's like, no to freaking Garnacho. Because he knows. Bro, he knows, man. He knows.
See you lot. And I pray you go and get Garnacho. And I pray we get our money from them as well.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to talk about buying.
Listen. If Chelsea paid that, if Chelsea paid that 70 million for Garnacho, fam, oh my days, dude. Oh my days, bro. Please pay that 70 mil. Because listen, I know why like United. Because there's no way. I'm saying this, right? Because maybe I'm like a irrational football thinking fan, right? But there's people in these organizations like in Chelsea, like in Man United, bro, like in freaking Barcelona. You get what I mean? Teams with teams with a lot of money, right? Of course, United have not got money, but we've made bad transfer decisions in the past, and it's come back to bite us, right? And listen, if Chelsea pays 70 mil for Garnacho, guys, if Chelsea pays 70 million for Garnacho, man, oh my days, dude. Oh my, bro, freaking money heist, Italian job, the getaway, bro. You get what I mean, bro? Like Ocean's 11 settings, dude. This would be the biggest heist in football, like in the past 10 years of football, bro. This will be the biggest hype, bro. Like, this will be the biggest heist, fam. Because with Barcelona, right, like, the money that they spent on Ousmane Dembele, the talent was there. But with Garnacho, 70 million British pounds sterling, dude. If Chelsea paid that much, oh, I beg to God to do. I actually, listen, right. I actually beg that Chelsea pay that amount of money for Garnacho. I beg that they do, bro. Because yeah, like look, right? Look, the majority of Manchester United players that have left Manchester United, they've actually gone on and actually played well. Rashford at Villa at the start of this year. Anthony at Real Betis looking like a mixture of like Rivaldo and Adriano, just hitting top left freaking screamers, top left freaking goals, bro. You know what I mean? Elanga at Nottingham Forest left us a year and a half ago. Look how's he performing right now. And in Newcastle are actually trying to sign him. So listen, Chelsea, that 70 mil for Garnacho, he might prove back dividends for you guys, bro. He might be a steal, fam. He might be a steal, fam. So, Chelsea, bro, if anybody, Todd Bowley, if you're watching this, mate, pay that 70 mil for Garnacho. It's a good price. It's a good price, bro.
I know Gittins, bro. But I know Gittins ain't that great. He ain't. But what we see at Dortmund, he ain't that great. So when
you get what I mean? At least like Garnacho's Premier League proven. At least Alejandro Garnacho's Premier League proven, man. You get like he's like Jamie Bano Gittins is not Premier League proven, because all these wingers that play in like the freaking Bundesliga, they look amazing in Germany, but when they come to the Prem, they always flop. Sancho, Nkunku, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, need I go on? You get what I mean? Aside maybe from like Haaland and Omar Mamouche, who I man say like they've been looking pretty good, but aside from everybody else, like the failure percentage from players moving from the Bundesliga to the Premier League is always high, bro. It's high. For me, I'll say it's 70% at least, man. At least, bro. Like 70% of players that come from the Bundesliga to the Premier League, it never cuts out for them, because like the speed of the league is very fast. They never get that much time, bro. Like in the Bundesliga, you can have so much time on the ball. In the Prem, at least 1 to 2 seconds on average on the ball, you have to release it, bro. You never get time to breathe, man.
When Chelsea fans are gassing up Bino Gittins, I'm like, hold on a minute. Garnacho has done more in the Premier League and probably his career than probably Bino Gittins. Let's be honest. And because he plays for Dortmund, and because apparently he's got potential, listen, man, again, Chelsea will flip that money on Gittins. This is all a trial and error. But a trial and error cannot happen at Man United. We can't sell well. You lot can. You lot can. We can't sell well. We're struggling to sell, as it is right now, Rashford, Anthony, you know what I mean, funny enough, Garnacho. These guys were struggling already to sell, bro. We haven't even got Sancho off the line, because you lot mess us up. You lot. So we're in a big situation here, and we cannot afford to be getting another dud in Christopher Nkunku. We need to actually be good partners, you know. We need to actually do well together. You know what I mean? Like, you gave us Quan Mata. Top signing. 45 million at the time was a lot of money. But you know what? Quan Mata, it was a good signing, man. I loved him. Fans' favourite. Scored goals, assisted. This guy was a top player.
Player of quality. Juan Mata was a player of quality, and then we misused him.
Gave us Nemanja Matic. And you know what? 40 million at 29. Maybe it was a lot of money. Maybe it was. But you know what? He was a good player. He was a good servant for Man United. We actually liked him at United. What has changed, man? What has changed? Why have you gone now to this...
Todd Bowley, mate. The majority of the Chelsea backroom staff's been changed around.
idea that you can bully Man United. You can dictate what we shouldn't get. And Man United are fools, yeah, to accept anything from Chelsea, because they will always inflate their price. They will always get their price. They sell well. Man United cannot fall into the trap of getting players unless you're giving me Santos. If you're giving me Santos, yeah, I will be there.
Yeah.
Man will be there.
Yeah.
I will be ready.
Yeah.
But if you're giving us...
They even got Andre Santos, who was one of the standout young players in Liga last season, and they're not playing him in the freaking Club World Cup, man.
Player, we're not here for it. If you give me Lavia, I will be there. If you give me someone of that ilk, yeah, if you give me Cole Palmer, I will be there.
We will be there, mate.
Not likely, but if you don't ask, you don't get. So in that regards, people, we will be there. But I will not tolerate, I will not accept this craziness from Chelsea. I will not accept it, people, man. Because it's just getting out of hand now. And almost like United fans are now, they're almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we're entertaining it. You can't entertain it. Do not entertain anything what Chelsea say. Don't entertain it. Because they are the king of bluffers. They are the king of getting what they want. It's evident. Look at their sales list. Their sales list is good.
Yeah, their sales, I think it was like a year and a half ago where they sold the majority of the players to the Saudi League. I think it was like Edward Mendy or it was Koulibaly that left. Like, the amount of players, I think Kai Havertz, Mason Mount. That summer transfer window, like 2 years ago, was crazy.
Million for Mason Mount burns me till this day. You not realise, with 1 year left on his contract, yeah, that Ten Hag, by the way, that Ten Haram, I will be doing hate alongside you, my friend. Yeah, I'm telling you now, even the one against Chelsea, Leverkusen, I'm supporting Chelsea that day. I swear down, bro. I hope you don't smack this brother, bro. This guy's killed our football club. This guy, in the last 2 years, has killed us, mate. Absolutely killed us by overspending. This Mason Mount played in the Europa final and did absolutely nothing, bro. Nothing. Nowhere to be seen. He's just literally a water carrier. He's literally someone who runs around and does cardio. There's no attribute from Mason Mount that I can say to myself, you know what? That's what you're good on the ball. Everything's off the ball with Mason Mount. And it still burns me to this day because it's like, United could have waited 1 more year. We could have got it for free. You know what I mean? And if he didn't play for Chelsea that year, and he was told that, yo, you're not playing because you haven't left yet, then we might not have went for Mason Mount. That's the crazy thing about it. But I kid you not, man. No more Chelsea players, people. We've done it. Jadon Sancho, another one. We thought we had it in the bag. We thought, you know what? Even the Chelsea fans, they didn't look convinced towards the end. But I was like, you know what? They man can hold that, bro. They confirm it. I was like, give me my 25 million to Matisse. I messaged Matisse on Twitter saying, yo, 25 million, bro. I want my 25 million. I want my 25.
Fazal Williams says, hi, bro. Why we want to sell Garnacho but keep Mason Mount? Why, bro? Listen, Fazal, bro. This is Man United, fam. This is the United board we're speaking about, my guy. The decisions that we make in the transfer window, like year in, year out, it's always a madness. It is absolutely always a madness, right? But for me, if I have things right, like, listen, as I said before, right, like, Man United have put a 70 mil price tag for Garnacho, and I hope that Chelsea, like, buys the bait, bro. I genuinely hope that Chelsea buys the bait, but for me, what I'm thinking is that the 70 million price tag isn't actually a deterrent for Chelsea. It's just basically to see what they will do. But I just hope that they spend that money on Garnacho. Mason Mount is a guy that also needs to go for Fazal, bro. Mason Mount is a guy that genuinely needs to go as well, because there's nowhere like if Mbeumo does come in, yeah, where's he gonna play? Like, honestly, where's Mason Mount gonna play if Mbeumo does come in? Because we've got Cunha already there. We have Bruno, who's a central attacking midfielder. I'm not having he's this central midfielder and he can play in one of those two DM spots. I'm not having that, bro. Ahmad can play in that attacking mid spot, bro. That's already like players that are going to be playing in front of him. He's going to be fourth choice. And I don't understand that some Man United fans might say, oh, you know, it's good to have numbers in there. We're playing like literally almost once a week next season, so basically, yeah, for me, I just don't know where Mason Mount is going to fit. Once again, the guy's always like injury prone, bro. The guy's always injured, man. You know what I mean? I know that's not his fault, but it's just something that we can't rely on him with. So, yeah, mate.
5 million.
Thank you for commenting, by the way.
Get it? I did not get it. I came empty-handed. Oh, please, man. Like I said to you, man. Chelsea, listen, we ain't rivals like that. I ain't got bad words to say about Chelsea. Even though we can crash it sometimes on Chelsea. But please, man, let's just please just stay away from us, man. Like, leave us alone.
Man,
if you want Garnacho and you want him, then we can discuss separate deals. Keyword, separate
yeah,
deals.
separate deals. Yeah, separate deals.
You listen?
100%. 100%, bro. Give us that 70 million, fam. Give us that 70 million, brother. But anyway, we'll move on from the Garnacho stuff to Marcus Rashford still. Manchester United position is clear. They want 40 million for Marcus Rashford. They don't want a loan, and they want Marcus Rashford gone. The player at this moment won't engage with suitors that don't have Champions League football, regardless of their stature. Right, this is so annoying, man. This is so annoying from a guy, once again, who's had an absolute terrible attitude when he's been his last 2 years at Man United, bro. Like, the attitude is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, bro. Like, he's literally saying, oh, you know what, I want a team that's got Champions League football. And he come out, you know what, right? Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club. Listen. Your guy, and I'm saying your guy, bro, because that's what he is right now, bro. You might as well be an Arsenal fan. Your guy, Marcus Rashford, says that Thierry Henry is his role model. You get what I mean? Bro? Just like him, fam. Start off as a winger, wants to play as a striker, right? Arsenal, I'm seeing news that you guys are interested in Rodrigo from Barcelona, from Real Madrid. But it's looking like he's going to be a lot of money, £80 million plus. And it's looking like you guys are going to sign Sesko, right? You've got an Arsenal fan in Marcus Rashford. You have an Arsenal fan in Marcus Rashford. He grew up watching one of your greatest players ever play football in Thierry Henry. He's only worth 40 million from Manchester United. If you've got the 40 mil, listen, pay the 40 mil for Marcus Rashford. He can be your Gabriel Martinelli replacement, bro. It's a win-win. We get 40 mil. We go out and sign somebody else, and you guys get your guy that's loved Thierry Henry, man. He's been your freaking right. He's been his role model. Why don't Arsenal come in and sign Marcus Rashford? Go and sign. Like, listen, it's there. Champions League football. You guys have got Champions League football as well. You get what I mean? So why can't Arsenal do this deal, bro? Because it's looking like some of the teams that are not involved in the Champions League, he doesn't want to sign for him because he thinks he's too good for them. Arsenal, please come do your boy a favor and give him some freedom, like his freedom fighter friend Jadon Sancho. You got what I mean? Give him some freedom, bro. So Arsenal, Marcus Rashford, mate. Marcus Rashford, bro. You got what I mean, fam? The man said what? Someone's called him a retard. Listen, bro, Arsenal, mate, do him a favor. Come help him. Come and help him out, brother. You know what I mean? Right. Next topic. Ruben Amorim wants a big preseason squad to get a good look at first hand. As this is seen as a day one for him. Yeah, man. Like Ruben Amorim definitely needed this preseason. Once again, did come midway through the 2024-2025 season. Didn't have his players. Right now, it's looking like once again from the news that I've been seeing online, it is looking like Brian Mbeumo is possibly becoming a Manchester United player because a secondary bid was put in literally last night by Manchester United. I think it's like 60 mil plus with add-ons. So they are trying to get him in for next week actually, because preseason is literally next week. So if we can at least get Cunha and Mbeumo in next week in for preseason, that'll be absolutely brilliant because we need guys that it's starting to pick up this system, man. Because guys, for me, in that Europa League final, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not his biggest fan, right? But I've seen the potential of this 3-4-3 formation, dude, with of course the three attackers and the wing backs, and I've seen like what it can do, because when this system actually does work, it's actually devastating, dude. It's devastating, especially like going forward, just the amount of sheer numbers that we have, but we still got cover for defense with that three at the back. Listen, mate, I'm all for it. I am all for it, right? So hopefully that he does get a striker. I do hope it's either between either the Victor with the K or the Victor with the C, meaning Victor with the K, that is man that Gyökeres, and then Victor with the C is Victor Osimhen. That's what it's looking like right now. I do hope that we do get either one of those guys. We bring in a midfielder, we bring in a new goalkeeper, man. That's why I genuinely hope, because once again, like, we aren't gonna get all these deals completed for next week, but hopefully the Mbeumo one does basically get sorted for next week, and then we've got the entirety of July to work on a midfielder and a striker and a goalkeeper too. So listen, man, let's see what happens, because once again, right, in past times, a lot of managers that have come to Manchester United, they haven't had their players, the majority of the players that they've wanted for preseason. Ten Hag, Oli, Van Gaal, Moyes as well. If you guys remember when Moyes was in for Fellaini, and then there was that whole thing with Ander Herrera, Jose Mourinho. So listen, it's just not the majority of our managers that have not gotten their players, even just come through the freaking summer. You know what I mean? Let alone preseason. So let's see, mate. Let us see. Man said to get a good look, crazy. But it's been shooting all players want to know what a joke. But once again, it's the board, mate. It is the board, because like the board need to move at speed. And once again, like when you're trying to sell these players in, Sancho, who's looking like a little mercenary, little fool, and he's not trying to move anyway, because once again he's getting paid by Man United, and it's like 200k odd. So I can't really blame him for it, but it's really frustrating as a Man United fan when you're trying to get rid of this guy. He's staying, and you know that he does not want to be there. He just literally just wants the money, bro. And and there's other teams that are trying to sign him. But once again, like those teams trying to sign him don't want to cover that wage bill for Sancho. So it's very frustrating when he's pulling off this madness, man. So yeah, dude, and then you got Rashford and Garnacho doing the madness too. And speaking of Jadon Sancho, Fenerbahce's interest in Sancho is genuine, and they're looking for a winger. They also have significant funds this summer. 25 million is the ballpark at which Manchester United would sell at. Yeah, but once again, greedy little effort is looking for more money because he basically wants the same wages, and the majority of the teams, I think it was Napoli that was in for him, that they didn't want to freaking cover his wages, bro. They didn't want to cover his wages, mate. Right, and it continues. Jadon Sancho would like to, if possible, stay in English football or return to Dortmund. However, the focus on other targets, Saudi Pro League interest is there, with Al Ali and Al Qadsiya showing the most intrigue. And Al Ali are the current Asian, and yeah, they are the Asian Champions League champions right now. It's the team that Frank Kessie, Edward Mendy, St. Maximum was there. Right now they've got Ivan Toney. So that's Al Ali, right? And it's not the Al Ali that's playing in the Club World Cup. These guys were agreeing that other Al Ali that is at the World Cup, the Club World Cup, they wear red, and they're based in Egypt, and I think it's one of like the greatest African football teams ever. But anyway, man, so this guy, bro, like the Saudi Pro League, they have got the money. Like the Saudi teams, Al Ali, I think they are based in Jeddah, which is like the second largest city in Saudi Arabia. They have got the money, bro. They have got the money. So I'm pretty sure they're paying Ivan Toney the same amount that Jadon Sancho's on right now. I'm pretty sure Ivan Toney's on the similar wages as Jadon Sancho, right? But once again, like this mercenary doesn't want to go to the Saudi Pro League because he wants to stay in Europe in English football, man. And he's still looking for this fairy tale return to Borussia Dortmund, where Borussia Dortmund will pay over 200k in his wages, bro. Delusional guy, fam. Absolutely delusional guy, dude. Like this, he pisses me off, Jadon Sancho, bro. I get so mad at him, dude, because of the whole things that is pulling, bro. Absolutely crazy. Like the things that United have done for him, especially when Ten Hag made him go away for like 3 months and actually train and actually get his man together, and then he starts pulling off a freaking madness, dude. Call him freedom fighter, this moron, man, you idiot, man. But anyway, United report, this is regarding Casemiro and Al Nassr. Al Nassr are closing to sign Casemiro. Negotiations are at an advanced stage, and this comes from the Sports Jazeera and Hamad 1717. And listen, I don't know how like these sources can be trusted, especially in Saudi Arabia. I don't know like any massive sources that come from Saudi Arabia, so we're gonna have to wait and see, because a lot of them, they actually just do spread out just a load of madness, bro. So it has to be like a real like confirmed like source, bro. Right. I think it does continue actually. Where's that other news that I had? Where is that news? Oh, it's not there. I think it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. So we'll have to wait and see about that one. I actually need to message my friends to see what is a proper like credible like Saudi Pro League source, bro, because you've got all these guys saying, oh yeah, they've agreed a deal or this and that for this amount of money, and then it turns out it's so not real, and then Fabrizio Romano goes, literally nothing's happened, the guy's just absolutely capping. So we'll have to wait and see about that one. Right, I think this is the final news regarding Manchester United, and we've been going on for 45 minutes. That's absolutely crazy, but we're still here, guys. We're still here, mate. The show goes on. The show goes on. I can't wait to get my stream deck so I can press like little sound effect buttons. You get what I mean? So that'll be really funny. But anyway, final news regarding Richard Rios, the midfielder that plays for Palmeiras. Palmeiras yesterday, they were in a crazy game with Inter Miami, but I was too busy watching WWE, and that scoreline literally came. I think they had like a remontada. It was like a comeback. But anyway, this comes from the United Stand, and it says, on rumors surrounding Richard Rios, he is fully focused on the Club World Cup. Manchester United have scouted the player, but there's not much to it at the moment. Nottingham Forest are the only Premier League club who have made contact. I'm surprised it's not even Wolverhampton Wanderers, because Wolverhampton Wanderers really love their Brazilian and Portuguese players. Well, of course, Richard Rios is Colombian, so which actually does make sense that they've not bought him because they love the Portuguese and Brazilian players, Wolverhampton, dude. But yeah, man, like, listen. From what I've seen from him, I've not been thoroughly impressed with Richard Rios, especially for that DM spot. It doesn't really move me for a DM that Man United are looking for. To be honest with you guys, because for me, like, the DM that like United need to get is somebody who can snuff out the fires, right? But who's also physical, like a younger Casemiro. That's what we need. But with Richard Rios, yes, like the physical side is there, but it's just when it comes to the technical side and basically the passing, in my opinion, bro. I've only seen like 2 or 3 games from him, but yeah, man, for me, it's generally not there, bro. It is not there, and a lot of people, basically, a lot of people are basically fans of this, but for me, I wouldn't be really interested in. But Bartholomew Bube says he's good, but not that good anyway. He's just a good ball winner, but I'm not sure how good he is with the ball and his passing accuracy. Exactly, man. Exactly, bro. Like, he's just summed it up perfectly for me. He summed it up perfectly for me. But listen, he may come. He might come to the Premier League, right, and play for Nottingham Forest, and then turn into like a Joao Paulinho, where he's an absolute like a destroyer. He's one of the best midfielders in the league. But from what I've seen from him, for me, I would want something else. But like with United, we need to be going for a younger Casemiro, guys. We need to be going for and I know it sounds so crazy. I'm saying we need to go for a younger version of Casemiro, but somebody who's got like Casemiro's qualities. You get what I mean? Like somebody that's close to Casemiro. Because if Casemiro had legs on him, bro, Casemiro will, for me, I'll be wanting him to stay for another four more years, bro. Because like the only thing what Casemiro is missing is just like the speed. You get what I mean? Like, his legs are completely gone, but like the mentality, they are passing. Even like on set pieces, you see how dangerous he is at set pieces. Like, even just like reading play is absolutely fantastic. But we need to be aiming for something like that. Once again, a destroyer who can win the ball back once he's got the ball back, to actually release it to the central attacking midfielders, to the left wing back, right wing back, or even to our striker too. So yeah, man. But this is one to watch to see where he ends up. I'm interested to see how the kid plays. Like, I think Richard Rios is like 20. He's not a young kid. He's definitely not young. 25 years old. That's it. Born in 2000. 25 years old, right? And apparently Spurs want him, and PSG as well want him. Yeah, man. But £85 million a rip-off. It's a rip-off, mate. 30 mil. 25 to 30 mil. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. Right, moving on. Exclusive. Newcastle make offer to sign Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest. Bid region of £45 million. Nottingham Forest rejected without counter. No intention of selling. Swedish international, considering whether to maintain pursuit or focus on other targets. Ooh, so Anthony Elanga is listing 45 million. United, we sold him for 15 million, but we will get a sell-on fee for that, right? And I was seeing online that, like, he was at United, like, why did Manchester United let this guy go? Elanga was terrible, bro. We have to keep it real. Like, why do people have amnesia about these United players, fam? There's a reason why they leave Man United, guys. Elanga was terrible. He's done well at Nottingham Forest. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's absolutely been brilliant at Nottingham Forest. But at Manchester United, it was not good enough. That's it. We have to move on. If Newcastle do come round and offer 60 million and Nottingham Forest do sell him on, listen, we get a sell-on fee for that. So I'm happy with it. I am happy with it, bro. Like this is Newcastle's and Nottingham Forest business to do. On the right side, he will offer something completely different to Jacob Murphy because Newcastle are looking for a right winger. I don't think that they're going to play him on the left side 100% because on the left side is Anthony Gordon, who I like and I've been impressed with him. And of course, their striker is Saka. And Newcastle, like, listen, they're Newcastle's like transfer business this last year and a half has been ever since they signed Bruno Guimaraes, right? Like their transfer business has been absolutely fantastic, dude. Tino Livramento from I think Southampton, Lewis Hall from Chelsea. Bruno Guimaraes, they signed Sandro Tonali. I think it was like he cost them 70 million from AC Milan. Look how good he is, and I think that Reinders is going to be a good midfielder for Man City because he came from AC Milan. I don't know why like AC Milan keeps on like letting go of these ballers, bro. Crazy. Isak, like 4 years ago, Anthony Gordon. Now there's so now they're trying to target Elanga, and you have to respect like Newcastle's like hustle, especially in the summer transfer window because they are even like last year when they were trying to sign Mark Gay as well. Like Mark Gay is a brilliant centre back. Mark Gay is absolutely awesome, bro. Like I think he's slept on, in my opinion, for one of the best standouts, for one of the best standout centre backs in the Premier League. So yeah, man, let's move on to other news. So Fabrizio Romano news. So let's see what man like Fabrizio Romano is saying. Then after that, we'll jump on to Reddit. We'll jump onto Reddit to see what is going on. Yeah, Zubimendi, Moses Simon. My cousin is actually one of his trainers. That's crazy. Moses Simon is completed medical at Paris FC today after deal done with Nantes for 7 million euros, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. I need to ask my cousin to see if he can actually get me like a Moses Simon top, a Paris FC one, and piss off my friends that support PSG. So that's a good signing for them. Right. Andre Onana not a concrete target for AS Monaco as now situation has completely gone cold despite report nothing into it so far. Yeah, Onana needs to go. Andre Onana needs to go, bro. Absolutely not good enough. I actually had a dream. Guys, honestly, I literally had a dream last night that Andre Onana screwed us over in an important game. He basically, I forgot what it was, right? But he conceded a near post goal for us to lose a final. That's how much this guy's giving me nightmares, guys. He literally, like, you know when somebody says, I get nightmares for this, right? As a figure of speech. This is literal. Bro. His guy, bro, like I was literally having a dream that like Man United that lost. I think was it to Arsenal or something like that. Crazy from near post goal, right? And I was literally sat and it was on my right. And it was on my right as I was watching this dude. I was like thinking, this guy's an absolute criminal. He has to go. It's a football player. Give me nightmares, dude. I'm having nightmares, bro. Like, wake. You know it's not bad. What a fucking goalkeeper. Bro. You know it's not bad when a goalkeeper is giving you nightmares, dude. Nightmares, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. The guy, he has to leave Man United. The day Andre Onana leaves Manchester United, bro, it's going to be one of the happiest days of my life, dude. It's going to be one of the happiest days of my life, bro. Like, how am I getting nightmares about a freaking goalkeeper laying a goal in the near post? He actually got like I can literally see it like he's diving down to his right side and he gets a hand to it and you can hear the poo. You know when like the ball like hits like the goalkeeper's gloves and it freaking goes, it still goes in, bro. That's how much like this guy's giving me nightmares, dude. I'm not a big fan of this guy. Should have been sold last year, bro. We should have left him in freaking Turkey. After the madness he pulled in that Galatasaray game, dude. That's what we should have done. Oh, my days, man. Oh, my days, bro. Right. Despite links with Bayern, Chelsea are close to completing Jesus, double barrels. These half in their last names. Jamie Bino Gittins deal. Understand direct meeting with Borussia Dortmund took place on Monday. Chelsea maintains 7-year deal agreement with Jamie Bino Gittins, who wants to move. Talks on the way again between the clubs. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why Chelsea are doing this, dude. Just pay the 70 mil for Garnacho, bro. He's worth the price. It's worth the price, man. He's worth the price. Let's see. Strasbourg will complete Papa Demba Diop from Zute Varagem today with documents to say there's one more talent for Blue Coast project. Yeah, mate. Another Chelsea young player signing because Strasbourg are also a team that's owned by Todd Bowley. Understand Napoli and Liverpool have made direct contacts today to discuss conditions of Darwin Nunes' deal negotiation. Still at early stages, but Napoli had green light from Nunes as revealed in the recent days, and deal depends on financial requests now. Yeah, Darwin Nunes is looking like he's bro. Fam, if these guys get Isak, bro, if the Scousers get Isak, fam, crazy, 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 mate, absolutely crazy. Okay. More on Paris Saint-Germain plans to keep Bradley Barcola reported yesterday despite Bayern Premier League clubs interested. PSG consider Barcola untouchable and now understand new deal could be discussed later this year with PSG. Yeah, I seen this and I was thinking to myself like, yo, because Sané is leaving Bayern. I think he's going to Turkey. So that's why they were trying to get a replacement, bro. Like, even still, if or imagine it like a three of Olise and Barcola, bro, and Harry Kane, man. That's mental. That is mental, man. Right. Milos Kerkez, we've seen that one. Schneider up from Benfica to Como. You know what? You know what I was thinking about? Like, you with Como, right? FC Como, basically, in my opinion, there should be like the youth's team. You know what I mean? Like the team that like improves youth, like nurtures youth. You get what I mean? Like this is what Como needs to do. Because a place like Como as well is so good for like youth people. There's like Lake Como's nice scenery. It's very nice and peaceful. There's never like a madness. Like it's not like known for its night lifestyle like your Ibizas, your Vegases and stuff like that. It's just nice and quiet. And I think that if you're a young player, right, and I think that because I think it's Fabregas that's one of the like chairman of like one of the CEOs because he was the. I'm pretty sure he's still the man. Is he still the manager? Is he still the manager? Who is the man? Yeah, so it's Fabregas, but I'm pretty sure he's got shares in it, right? And if they can like make it into a youth like focus team, buying young players, nurturing them, and then selling them off for like a lot of money, bro, that would be good for them, dude. That would be absolutely fantastic for Como because I'm pretty sure that they're in Serie A as well. So they'll be playing against like seasoned veterans, top professionals, high level professional teams to basically see like what it takes to actually get at that level to play for your Inter Milans, for your AC Milans, your Juventus, your AS Romas, your Lazios, your Napolis, man. Like guys, listen. I don't know. I don't. There's something that just says like. It speaks to me like about Como, bro. There's something about it, man. There's something about this team because they've got what's this kid's name now? That was at Real Madrid. Where is it? Nico Paz. Where is Dele Alli is there as well? Like they've given Dele Alli a second opportunity. He's wearing number 8 and he's actually playing football, man. Is that what I think it is? No way. No way, bro. No way. It is. No, I was gonna say. If you guys remember that other Dos Center that was at Liverpool, the one with the flat head. I genuinely thought that was him, but yeah, man, they give players second opportunities. When you look at who Alberto Moreira, Jonathan Ikone, who I think it was at Leicester. Was it at Leicester? No, at Lille. That's it, Lille, bro. Like this for me, man. Like Como definitely needs to do this. They need to do this. Yeah, Nico Paz is there. Maxes Kakare is there as well. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see this actually. Average age for FC Cuomo. Average age, bro. Club 32. 26 years old. The average age for Cuomo is 26 years old, man. based on data. You get what I mean? Like an average age of 26 years old. Again, nurturing young players, bro. Koma can do it, man. Koma can do it, man. It just looks like it looks like a nice it looks like a nice retreat, man. It looks like look at this. It looks like a nice retreat. You go there, you play football, you enjoy the view at the lake. There's none of this nightlife bozo stuff going on, dude. Where people going out drinking, crashing cars, wearing other rival football teams' tops. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Like Cuomo, for me, yeah, a team for the youth. Right, right. Oh, I think that one is. I think we should do this one for a different day. We'll do that one for a different day. We'll do that one for the social media stream. Lecce, France. Is that? Oh, okay, on loan. Okay. Lecce closing a deal to sign Francesco Camado from AC Milan on a loan deal with option to buy. Lecce and with an option to with buy option for Lecce and buy back option for AC Milan to keep control of the talent. Yeah. Okay. I think he's like 17, 18 years old. So he's got a real. He's one of the talented players, right? AC Milan have sent 25 million euros plus 5 million official bid to Club Brugge for Ardo Yashari. The Belgian club wants more, as there's several clubs involved in the race. Also from England, talks on the way. Yo, Ardo Yashari, but was he? He was. I'm pretty sure Ardo Yashari was a young player of the. I think he won Young Player of the Year. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Not even young. It's Belgian Belgian Pro League Player of the Year, man. Listen, AC Milan are trying really well to actually replace Tijani Reinders, because Tijani Reinders for me, again, like I spoke about him like 10 minutes ago, but I think that he's gonna be absolutely slept on, because I think it was like Robbie that was saying Zubimendi is like on the level as Reinders. Like Reinders was top two best midfielders in Serie A, 100%, man. The guy is complete. He can do everything, man. Set pieces, free kicks, which is a set piece, passing, like the football intelligence, controlling games, defensive work rate, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, mate, yeah, Ardo Yashari. Because when he played against, I think Bruges, who did Bruges play against? Club Bruges played against somebody in the Champions League. Was it against City? They played against somebody in the Champions League and they absolutely bowled out, man. They proper bowled. Well, I think it was against Villa. No, it was at home. Yeah, there was this game there. It was against Villa. And they had Onyedika. They had somebody else as well. So it was, that's it. Onyedika, Yashari, De Kuiper, and then Vanaken, who's like Vanaken is basically the experienced guy for them, dude. Okay, we'll see where this one's gonna go. We will see where this one's gonna go with Ardo Yashari, man, because this is sick, bro. This guy says also about to buy a flop. Watch team will never return to former glory, into clears them clowns. Yeah, just like your stupid team, bro. You support Arsenal, mate. You support Arsenal, bro. AC Milan have got more heritage, bro. AC Milan have got like 7 times the amount of heritage that you man have. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Like sometimes, like, I bet you any money it's some like 11-year-old idiot, bro. You're some 11-year-old kid that just comments without even thinking first, bro, about what's he gonna say, man. Man says like I'm pretty sure AC Milan's the most. Bro. What's the most successful team in Italian football? So it's Juventus. It's Juventus, but still, like, Milan's got seven Champions League titles, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing, bro? Although they've not, although they have not won the Champions League as many times as other Italian clubs like AC Milan and Inter, bro. You get me? There you go. so it's 36. That is a lot actually compared to AC Milan's 19, dude. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. 7 UCLs, Arsenal 0, mate. Yeah, man. Yeah. Your club can only dream of what AC Milan have won, mate. Yeah. What do you mean they'll never, bro? It's crazy, dude. Like, there's some absolute retards on Twitter, bro. And I did say the R word, retard, bro. There's some absolute idiots on Twitter, bro. Me being one of them. But yeah, Ardon Yoshari will be a brilliant signing. Will be a brilliant signing for him, man. Like, he's so good. He's so good. The Belgian Pro League Player of the Year. And Belgium has always produced like brilliant talent. Once again, I did a video on it like a few weeks ago. So if you want to go check it out, it's a YouTube short. Yeah. Daniel says 30 million euros for Yashari. Milan playing smart business here. Lazio got that rare blend of defensive positioning and for driving midfield. Belgian league has been a gold man lately, but English clubs sniffing around could drive that price north. Yeah, dude. Man said he looks like Kaká. He doesn't look like Kaká, bro. All right. Is it a goalkeeper from Genk? Rooney Bahaji. Fucking hell, bro. Forgot about this guy, bro. Rooney Bahaji to Barcelona. Here we go. Deal confirmed as verbal agreement is done and will be sealed from next week. Barca paid 2 million fixed fees plus add-ons and sell-on clause for FC Copenhagen talent. Long-term deal signed with Swedish talented winger. Why is he gone to Barcelona? Why? He shouldn't have got to Barcelona. Not yet. Not yet. It's way too early. It is way too early, bro. What are these men? Honestly, guys, 1 second, mate. Rooney Bahaji, fam. Rooney Bahaji, bro. Rooney, fam, like, what is he doing going to Barca at 19 years old? At 19 years old, bro. Like, it's again, it might be me. It might be me here, right? As one of these fans that, his step up's too high for him, but he's a winger. Like, guys, Barcelona, listen, Barcelona, they've got Rafinha, right, who's being one of the best players in the world, and he was having Ballon d'Or shouts, by the way, earlier this season. If people like to admit it or not, he was having the Ballon d'Or shouts earlier this season. Right wing, they've got a potential like generational player who's literally en route right now to be like a Ronaldo and Messi of his generation in Lamine Yamal. Even if, listen, I know what he's doing right now off the pitch with this madness with the whole women stuff, him DMing girls and stuff like that, and he needs to focus on football. That's what he needs to do. Is the guy's 18 years old. He needs to focus on football, right? But he's literally like looking like he's en route to be again a generational talent like Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, right? And then you get the news that they want to sign Nico Williams, and Nico Williams wants to go to Barcelona. Same thing as Marcus Rashford. That's 4 players who've got more experience than him. Where is he going to play? Like, why do young players do this, fam? Why do young players do this, bro? You had Endrick at Palmeiras, absolute beast, absolute demon, 16 years old, scoring about 20 plus goals, right, for Palmeiras at 16 years old. I'm gonna go to Real Madrid, like rush into Real Madrid, doesn't play. Don't play. Like, has Hendrick even played in this Club World Cup or not? Is he? I don't, bro. Like, people, I've never heard of Hendrick ever since he's gone to Real Madrid now. We've never had the sniff from him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why young players do this, dude. Build your craft, bro. Gain the experience, fam. Know what it's like to be a professional football player first. How long has this guy been active for? 4 years, dude. 4 years. Like, you literally was there when he was, 15, 16 years. He's 20 years old right now. He's going to be 20 in November, dude. What's honestly, like, and I do get that you're confident, you get what I mean? Like, you're young, right? And there's this whole fearlessness, bro. But You've got Lamine Yamal and you've got Rafinha and Nico Williams and possibly Marcus Rashford playing in front of you, lad. You're gonna have barely a chance to play. You need to be having playing time, dude. You need to be having playing time, fam. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy that he's chosen to go play for Barcelona. Maybe Barcelona might loan him out somewhere else. You know what I mean? I think he should have gone to like an Ajax or like a Dortmund. Something like that, bro. Where he's like a team that's well known, right, for building up players. But yeah, it's Barcelona. He wants to jump onto it straight away. We'll see, mate. We will see, bro. We will see, fam. We will see, bro. We will see, man. We will see, bro. This is crazy. Guy plays like, yeah. Where's he gonna play? It's a bad, and I hate saying this, bro. I hate saying this, bro. But it might be a bad move for him, bro. It might be a bad. I think it's way too early, but we will see it. We will in the future. You know, future's hindsight, so we'll see what will happen, fam. Esteval, hey, Lionel Messi and Esteval swapped shirts at halftime tonight. Yeah, Messinho, bro, a young Messinho, fam, So, he's basically like little Messi for Palmeiras. Manchester United submitted a new proposal. Yeah, we've seen that one already. Atletico de Madrid not tied the Club World Cup. Dead. Nikola Zalewski, Mason Mount wants to stay. Al Hilal process complete. Really? Okay, here we go. Expected soon. United could have been in for this one. We could have been in for him, but no. Well, might cause us issues as well. So we have to wait and see about that. Alrighty, let's move on. Reddit time. Yeah, I intend to join Barcelona. Yeah. He wants to leave. Most top flight seasons of the 25-26 Premier League club. Right. So top five, Jesus, bro. Everton at the top, 123. 123 top flight season, bro. Everton, I think, is the only teams that have never been relegated from like the English First Division and in the Premier League are Arsenal and Everton. I think those are the only two teams that have never been relegated. Everton have came close a few times though. They have come close a few times, dude. There you go. Again, dude. Again. What matters is the state of the pitch. I think it was Jude Bellingham that also complained about the pitches for the Club World Cup. We're a long way from European stadiums. We can't play at the level we want to. I can't imagine NBA court with holes. We want to play a stadium where the ball looks more like a rabbit hole. More like more like rabbit the ball, mate. All right. 68 million for Eberechi as a statement signing to kickstart Thomas Frank era. Yeah, Eze will be a good signing. Eze will be a really good signing, bro, for Spurs. Eze will be so good for Spurs, bro. I think that Eberechi Eze will be absolutely fantastic for Spurs, dude. Should we do a deep dive? Let's do a deep dive on man like Eberechi Eze, fam. Okay, so Eberechi Eze, fam. Man like Eze, bro. I would have loved him at Manchester United. 26 years old, 60 odd mil from Crystal Palace. Yeah, 26 years old. Born is 27 actually. In like 4 days. 27 in 4 days. Let's jump on transfer market because I want to compare him to other players as well in the Premier League. Eberechi's Eze's profile. So he's a central attacking midfielder, can play on the wing or left mid, right? Let's look at his stats for this season. So his stats, he's 28 years old, by the way, guys, not 27, just because it's 4 days before his birthday. So 16 goal involvements in the Premier League in 34 games, 5 goal involvements in 5 matches in the FA Cup, and 4 goal involvements in the Carabao Cup in 4 appearances. In total, that's 43 appearances and 25 goal involvements in all competitions, man. You know what I mean? And there's other things that he does do that the stats don't pick up. You know what I mean? Like the pre-assist pass, again making runs off the ball, man. The dribbling that he has to pull players out of position and then slipping his teammates. I remember there's one time, it was like last season against Manchester United, where he took the ball from like the halfway line, ran through everybody. Let me see if I can get it up. But he ran through everybody in that Manchester United team, dude, and he almost scored. He almost scored, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like he had the ball for ages. It'd be about, I think, about like 6 guys or something like that. Where is that? It was a clip. He went through about everybody, man. It's mental to how sick he is. Set pieces, free kicks, man. Like Eze does everything, man. Eze absolutely does everything, dude. It's not gonna show up. It's not gonna show up, man. But he beat about like freaking 6 or 7 guys or something like that. I think it was Casemiro that had to stop him. I think it was Casemiro that had to stop him, man. Players. No, that's not the one. Yeah, it's not there. It's not there. But for me, it's an absolutely fantastic signing. He's a fantastic signing, dude. I actually want to compare him to the other central attacking midfielders. Of course, I want to compare him to your Brandon Buemos. I want to compare him to your Matheus Cunha's. Let's see, bro. Let's see. So comparison as a. Bro, there it is. It's right there. Cunha. Bro, listen. You know who I'm looking for, man. Like, why I don't get, right. I don't get why they never like put like the most famous players top. They had to freaking put some other man there. You know what I mean? Brandon Boomer as well. I'm gonna also put Morgan Gibbs White, because Morgan Gibbs White's another guy that's also slept on too. Morgan Gibbs White. And we can put Morgan Rogers in as well, because I think he was one of the standout players as well for Villa. Morgan Rogers, right. Let's edit these stats. We'll edit these stats. Games. Appearances. Nope. We're going to do shots. On target shots. Shot accuracy. Penalties. Shots from set pieces. There we go. We're going to go with goals. Penalty goals. Right foot and left footed goals, and the conversion rate, because I'd want to see that from these players. Pass accuracy and pass completed and assists, of course. Chances created as well. We're going to go with the long pass accuracy and the passes completed, crosses completed, cross accuracy. Not through balls. Duels, of course, with duels, we're going to have to go with the take on success, fouls 1, and ground duels 1 as well, and I think that is it. That and interceptions. I always like interceptions, especially when somebody is defending on a high line. You know what I mean? Because if like your central attacking midfielder can like intercept the ball that one the opposition midfielder has been doing, that gives us a highly likelihood basically chance of scoring, because we're literally like winning the ball further high up on the pitch. So I do like that. So Buena Burma's played more games than all these players. He's got more shots. He's got more shot accuracies, excluding blocks. Cunha's got more shots on target, set pieces. Eberechi's got more goals from set pieces, and then Brandon Buemo has more penalties, more goals. More penalties taken, more goals, more penalty goals. Cunha has more right foot goals. Buemo has more left foot goals. The conversion rate is greater for Brandon Buemo, while Eberechi Eze has got the most assists alongside, on par with Morgan Gibbs White, which is 8 chances created. Buemo's created more chances. Morgan Gibbs White has completed more passes, but Eberechi Eze has got the higher pass accuracy on 81%. Long passes completed, that is going to be Morgan Gibbs White with 51. Long pass accuracy is Morgan Gibbs White. Crosses completed, it is Brandon Buemo. And cross accuracy, that is Morgan Gibbs White. And fouls won, it's going to be Cunha with more fouls won. And more Jews won. Bro, that's crazy actually, if you actually think about it. Like, you know, bro, you know what, right? For Man United, like, we need to get this Buemo thing done, bro. Because further up the pitch will be such an issue, fam. Will be such an issue, dude. But Spurs signing Eberechi Eze is for me a good deal. It's genuinely a good deal, man. So we have to wait and see about that. But anyway, that is it, guys. That is it for the live stream. I've been live for like an hour and 20 minutes, man. I actually did want to go a little bit more in. Let's see. Yeah, there was things about Rasmus Højlund as well. But I don't think that's anything else, isn't it? There's Do-Rag Diaries right there. Yeah, man. The Spurs fans here. Should you jump into the Spurs fans here and see?
People that I've seen they seem to do this thing, and I know you've probably seen it, is, we're blocking this player's pathway. So because we've signed Takai, it's like, Dorrington and Phillips aren't going to get no chances. What do you think about that narrative that's now going around? You know, Dorrington and Phillips are not going to get a chance because the guys.
Let's see.
Well, you just touched on it just there, just about the whole signing thing, about them coming over, and we're just looking at the Asian market. The facts are is that not every player that's Asian goes in and becomes a national superstar. That doesn't happen. It's not just like, they could be any old player. So the facts are is that we're only going to cash in commercially if they become a good player. And that's kind of why you buy a player anyway. So that whole thing,
shout out to man, like, shout out to Do-Rag
doesn't
Diaries,
make any
bro.
sense to me. It's different if you was going to buy a player that was, say, 33 because they were a superstar, and then they were on the decline. Say we signed Son now, then I'd get it, because you're like, you're just buying into the market where he's such a...
I want to see what they have to say, actually.
Played 6 times for Japan. You're not talking about someone who's played hundreds of times and is an icon. Yeah. So that whole thing's crazy. And then the whole blocking of the pathways... I've said this before. Spurs fans there's no middle ground with Spurs fans. They're either crazy overhyped players, crazy underhyped players. That's it. There's no middle ground. So Ashley Phillips, for instance, I spoke to us on my channel. I went to virtually all of the loan clubs that we have players out on loan, and went to their fans. Like one of them, like all of them were YouTubers. And I was like, can you just come on and give your opinion on how that season went? And the Stoke fan was like, I think they finished 5th bottom, 6th bottom. And he was like, yeah, Phillips is all right. He's decent. If we got him on loan, yeah, maybe. He's not going to come and play for a Champions League club. So if he's not going to come play, don't worry about it. And the facts are, is if he is good enough, then he will play. I've always been like like with Moore, for instance. Say we've got a player there that's more is X level. We've got a player that we're going to sign who's one level above. That doesn't make any sense to me. There's no point doing that because more should grow into that player. But if we're signing a player that's, if we've got a player that's like a championship level player, then signing a Premier League player is not a negative thing because they're not good enough. They're not good enough yet. But we do this with all our youngsters. Like, it's just absolutely crazy to me. Like, we do it all the time. There's so many of our youngsters that people are just like, he should be starting. He should be starting. Lancashire was another one. He should have been getting minutes this season. So West Brom, he didn't even start for West Brom. So let's just calm it down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So, and as I say, if they're good enough, they'll eventually play. No one blocks all the top players. No one blocks their pathway because the club will make the pathway for them, and it's down to the player to make that pathway.
Dream rises to the top, don't it?
No, it's exactly that. It's down to the player to prove that he's ready to compete, and it's like you said there. Will Lancashire played for West Brom, he didn't score a goal, didn't get an assist. I'm not saying he's not a bad player. I'm not saying he's not good, because he could potentially be good. But if these players are as good as many people think in this fan base, and they think these young players are amazing, and I don't know if you saw, there was one mad list going around Twitter the other day, and I wish I bookmarked it, to be fair, because it was a list of like the past academy graduates for like the last 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. You got Harry Kane at Bayern, and then the next ones up, you got Madueke, cool, Chelsea, and then the next best ones are Skip and Winks, because they're at Leicester. All the rest of the players were in League One, League Two, Championship, bloody Eredivisie, all these other leagues in and around Europe. That's not at the top level. We've got literally about 5 academy graduates in 10 years that are playing in top 5 leagues right now. So that goes to show that the young players aren't as good as what many people think. And like you said there, Mikey Moore,
I've not really known of like Spurs is like
he probably is ready to be at the level of competing with the first team.
Like their academy being that good, to be fair. Like the only player that I can really have note that is mentioned is Harry Kane.
We don't need more right now. I'm sorry, Moore's not Yamal. He's not. If he was a 17-year-old that was really about it, he would be in this first team commanding the role like Yamal does for Barcelona. He makes you think there's no other player out there that could ever take his place. Mikey Moore's not doing that. So we need to realize some of these players need to prove themselves. I think a good loan out to I wouldn't say a top European club, but like a good European club, someone at a mid-level Europa League, Conference League level would be good for Mikey Moore to go out on loan and then come back to Spurs after gaining that experience. But regarding those positions, some of those players I did just mention, and who we could potentially look to bring in. I'm not sure if you did see, but today Florian Plettenberg did release pretty much confirmed what we already knew, but that Spurs are monitoring Eze pretty closely. He's one of the top options
they also want for
us, and he's one of our top targets. What do you think of Eze and the potential of him coming to Spurs?
I like Eze. A lot of this depends on what system Frank goes with. And this is the thing. Like, there's so many people making assumptions that we know where he's going to go and how he's going to play, but we don't know that. So will Eze be the perfect... I've seen some people say about Eze that there's potentially not the perfect role for him at Spurs in terms of if we was to play the 4-2-3-1, because he's more of like a left, that he kind of like 5 at the back where you've got 2 10s. That's his kind of perfect position. But he can operate from the left-hand side. He can operate central. Depending on what kind of game you're going for, he could be, as I say, one of the 10s. So I'd love him, but the facts are is that we need a forward player. We need someone that's going to change the game. Eze,
I'm just out here viewing as well, guys.
Man looks like he's probably gone, but Semenyo, the fact that we need one of these players, like we need that type of player who's going to come in and instantly improve the 11, and that's the problem. And someone mentioned it earlier about squad depth. The thing is, the way that Spurs have been operating, the way that we've been getting squad depth has just been incorrect because we keep buying squad players. What we need to do is buy the first 11 players, which then make the first 11 players squad players. That's how you improve your team. You can't just keep having better squad, a better squad, because if your first 11's not good enough, it don't matter about your squad. So it is a hard one to balance. And what you just said about like the young players and everything else, as I say, we can keep bringing in young players all the time, but then you can't complain if we don't compete because the young players
Dennis M says Garnacho needs to go. Garnacho does need to go, bro. Garnacho definitely needs to go, fam. Like this guy, honestly, Chelsea, I'm begging 70 million and sell him off, bro. 70 million and sell him off, fam.
Dane Scarlett, if you remember rightly, when Mourinho was about, he said that Dane and Devine are the only players that are coming anywhere near the first team level. None of them are good enough. All the rest of the players are basically not good enough. And Scarlett, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm going to guess he's had 6 loans and not one's been successful. Devine was successful at
Ipswich, Oxford, Portsmouth. Neither of them were good. The thing is with Dane is he's had little moments in those spells where he'll score go a couple games where he's scoring goals and then it's like it disappears for the next 10. And that's a struggle. And I'm like,
I like this.
What is missing from
going
both
around?
of them? Because like you said, Mourinho called them both out. I remember when they were both 16. Both made early appearances. Devine scored in his debut against Marine, and it was like, yo, we might finally have star boy back amongst us. We haven't had this in a long time, and Divine's now been away with Vuskovic, and to be fair, from what I've heard, he's generally not been that great. Like he's not been pulling up trees over in that league. And I'm struggling. I'm just like, what's going on with some of these young players? Because like you said, Dale, what do you think some of the problems is with the loans? Like, what should Spurs do to change that?
I think part of it is that we're so
from the Bundesliga.
eager to, like, let's just be clear, and some people don't fully understand this. When you're dealing with a 17, 18-year-old, it's completely different to managing a 22-year-old. They're completely different level. What they require, what they need, how much game time they need, the pressure, everything is completely different. So, for instance, Mikey Moore, it was absolute screaming, oh, we need to play, he should have been playing more. Yeah. But he didn't need to play him. Moore is more than happy with how much minutes he's played. He's come out and said that to people close to him. Like, he's 17 years old and he's featured 20 times for Tottenham Hotspur. Like, it's just madness. So even like the Ajayi one, that's what I kept hearing. It's like, we don't have any wingers. Why ain't Ajayi playing? And I'm like, go and check the League Two stats, the Premier League 2 stats. Go and check how good he's doing. Because we were fourth from bottom, and in like 22 games, he had like 3 goal involvements. Who's he just signed? He's just signed on loan to a League One club.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that, again, we just overhype players all of the time. But I think our big problem is that we try and target.
It's the same issue that United having as well.
Like, oh yeah, we've got, like, let's say, like, it was
it's generally the same issue that Man United having as well, where we overhype our academy players. Don't get me wrong. So if a few good academy players have come through over these years, right? Like I even put Garnacho as a good academy player coming through. Greenwood, Ilanga, you know what I mean? But sometimes we'll go over the top. Like Toby Collier last season, like he made a goal line clearance, which is good for him. But we should be going like, oh, you know, he's the next Nicky Butt, Roy Keane, you know. But yeah, let's move on from this, guys. Sarcasm City rants. Footy debate, footy judge boat. We'll check this one out. Bro.
Those regards now. They're not best player of the conversations now.
Yeah, no, they're not in those conversations, and rightly
That's what I'm
so.
talking about.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying in general, they were never gonna give Neymar the respect he deserved, bro. They were never gonna do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where, like, they had to just. When I look at the situation, yeah, Neymar done what was best for himself, bro, because he understood that he was fighting against a ghost. You know them ones. Like, it's just like if you're a basketball player now, you're fighting against the ghost of Michael Jordan, blood. Yeah, even though Michael Jordan's still alive, bro, you could do everything better than Jordan, yeah, and man will still say, yeah, that you ain't Mike, bro. Like, you can't beat a ghost, blood. And it's the same in boxing, yeah. Like, you could be better than Muhammad Ali. You can have a better record. You can be a better boxer. You can be better. My man are always gonna say you're not better than him. So it's fuck trying to fight these ghosts, blood. Just do your own thing.
It's not about fighting ghosts. It's about being your thing and trying to be the best.
But that's what Neymar did. He said, "Oh, my brethren are in Paris. There's bare Brazilian man there. I'm going to chill with the man."
To stay at Basel. I would have liked to see him stay at Basel.
But he did what was best for his lifestyle. Because he understood, yeah, that fuck the legacy thing. They're never gonna give me the respect I deserve anyway. So I might as well go and, you know what I'm saying, and go and just fucking go over there and chill with a man there.
Yeah, I see it. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen him stay with Messi for those 3, because it was 3 seasons onwards. What they could have done, what they achieved already, what they could have done. Then Messi leaves. And then you're the guy there.
Do you know what I mean? People forget that he achieved so much. They talk about him like he's a scrub and he ain't done nothing. How many Champions Leagues did he win, bro?
Have you played X yet?
At Barca.
Yeah.
He won at Barca. He won one.
Just one.
No, it's one.
You only won one.
And that's where it's at with him. Like with him, because you are so great, what you could, and of course, some people are never. I'm not talking about the people who are ignorant and never going to give him his flowers. I'm talking about for the talent he has, what he could have achieved more staying there. He achieved a lot. That man won a quintuple, I think. They won a treble, etc. MSN, one of the greatest front threes we've ever seen. One of the greatest teams we've ever seen. Imagine he would have stayed there for those 3 years. What he could have become, what he could have done and could have become alongside Messi. In that side is what I'm talking about. He decided to go PSG. Cool. I think the best version of him is at Barca. That doesn't mean that him at PSG was a scrub. He was quality at PSG, but for the talent level he had, we're talking generational. You're next in line.
Yeah,
you should have more on your resume.
You should have done way more.
That's me crediting you. If I say you should have more on your resume and your resume stacked, you should have more than one Champions League.
Yeah, she should have done way more for Barca. Even I agree with that. I think him and Hazard, she should have carried on the 90s generation. Those were our guys for the 90s, but they flopped. So yeah, I want to see what Arsenal have to say about their transfer business, especially when it's coming from man like Don Robbie Lau, and then yeah, we just continue chilling, guys. We're here chilling. You know what I mean? It is. If you guys want something as well, just please comment down, and then I will do it for you guys too. But listen, that whole thing has made me. I'm gonna have to do a separate video for it.
We've teamed up with you.
I actually might have to do like that comparison, like between the other midfielders, and then I put like Mbeumo and Cunha in there. Because honestly, it's got me excited. But listen, we move.
UK Auto claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation if you've had
time to get into the transfers. Of course, we want a striker at Arsenal, and we want that striker.
It's playing music. Oh, it's playing music, bro. It's playing music, bro. Is anybody else? Troops? It's playing music on the thing, man. Like, I can't. Have Arsenal been signed anybody? I don't think they have, haven't they? I don't think that they have. I don't think that they have, but ideal signing this season. The ideal signing this season. I had about 3, Dennis, bro. I had about 3, mate. I had a striker, a central attacking midfielder, and a goalkeeper. The striker for me is between one of the victors, you know. It's between one of the victors in Victor Osimhen or in a Victor Gyökeres, man. I don't care who, just one of them. Just one of them. Because what I've seen, right, from like the Mbeumo comparison, when I just did a comparison right now, like I think that like and again, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'm just saying from what I've seen right there, because maybe my thoughts to this might change tomorrow. But from what I've seen, comparing them to the other attacking midfielders, when you've got them two together, like especially in our final third, attacking wise, the interceptions, the passes completed, the assists, the goals, it all goes towards like Cunha and Mbeumo, bro. So we just need one more guy. We need one more guy, and whoever we bring in, I think is a final like key, bro. Is a final missing piece for this Manchester United front three. Whoever Manchester United bring in for this final triplet thing, dude, between, again, like our front three, it's very vital. Because we could actually have a good front three. Our front three could actually be disgusting if we actually bring in somebody who's worth it, bro, and who's good, again, in Gyökeres or in Victor Osimhen, bro. Like, if we can just get it right if United can get it right with the striker, I'm optimistic for next season. We've still got Andre and Arne in that, but going forward, I'm optimistic, and if we can just get rid of Garnacho, get rid of Marcus Rashford again, 60 mil, and I've gone down here from the 70 mil. If we can even do 60, bro, and sell Rashford for 40, that's 100 million, right? And we can reinvest that correctly in bringing in a midfielder too, man. So if these guys, and again, like, this is Man United we're speaking about, this is Manchester United we are speaking about, right? But in previous years, again, they've disappointed us with how they do the transfer business. But if they can get it right this summer again, and just like shuffling the team around, getting that striker correctly, bringing in a new goalkeeper and another midfielder, that would be absolutely lit. That would be absolutely lit, bro, because we won't be relying on Bruno to score the majority of goals, because I think Bruno's a high goal scorer last season. So, yeah, man. But, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. Because there don't seem to be anything else going on, man. I don't seem that there's anything else going on. There is a footy debate going on. Footy Judge Mo. I think that's it. Kirk's medical. Some guys say ain't nothing but Iceland stuff. So, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna stay on, bro. I'm gonna stay on, mate. I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay on, man.
We're gonna talk Arsenal. We're gonna explore.
Maybe for like another hour. Just stay on stream, chilling. Stay on stream, chilling. Just reacting to football videos. Yeah. Right. Let me put this up to 720p and playback speed of 1.25, and let us jump on right now.
We're going to talk Arsenal. We're going to explore if there is a world in which Arsenal can win their first Premier League title for 2 decades. 2004.
Why do you say like that?
It's a long time, you know.
You need to say
It is a long time, bro. It's 21 years.
2 decades.
But it's amazing because
It is 2 decades.
when you won it in 2004, I remember it vividly. You would have never said, if anybody had said that will be Arsenal's last league for 2 decades, you would have looked insane.
That side was so good.
It was so good.
I remember just willing them to lose every single week. It just didn't happen.
Didn't lose.
It was the most frightening and frustrating Arsenal
Yeah,
side.
no, like the Arsenal team, like the Arsenal Invincibles team was crazy. The Arsenal Invincibles team, guys, like, honestly, for me, it's definitely like top 5 greatest Premier League teams I've seen. I would say the Man City team from like the one that won the treble. let's Iceland stuff. That's a video for a different day, bro. We can do that for the social media reaction stuff. But the Man City team from the 22-23 season, the Man United team from 07-08. I know a lot of people might say trouble team, but I was around 4 years old when that trouble team actually won something. The Invincibles team was also good. The Chelsea team from like 05-06 as well, like they were good as well. Like this Arsenal team, bro, like the Invincible Arsenal team was crazy, bro. Like physical, could run for days, had skill.
Every single player in that team. Like, you know, when you talk about that, the Arsenal team, the great Arsenal team that won the league, I think you always focus on, for example, Thierry Henry. You talk about Henry. Henry gets a lot of the applause.
Yeah. Of course, it's Thierry Henry because he was the main man. Like, he was a star player, right? But Dennis Bergkamp, Freddie Ljungberg, Robert Pires, Patrick Vieira, Gilberto Silva, Sol Campbell for me, who I think is better than Vincent Kompany. Like, I genuinely do think that, guys, I think that Sol Campbell is a better defender than Vincent Kompany. I think that Vincent Kompany, for me, is overrated. I don't even think he's top 5 best centre-backs in the Premier League, bro. I genuinely don't think that. Like, people forget how sick Sol Campbell was, man. Sol Campbell was an absolute unit in centre-back, bro. Twice the player that Vincent Kompany was. And again, people say, oh, you're United fan, you're just saying. I'm just speaking the truth. Because, like, a lot of young fans right now, they just see Sol Campbell as that, is it like a colour thing meme? Is it a colour thing? That's what they see him as, but Sol Campbell was good, bro. Oh, my days.
I think Dennis Bergkamp then gets a lot of... Chronically underrated, Robert Pires. Chronically
Underrated. He used to
Yeah, Ashley Cole. Jens Lehmann.
He's one of the best players.
Henry needed Perez in certain situations a lot. He's going to be
unbelievable player, and you just haven't really had anything close to that.
But who will they ever again? Like, will Man United
will
ever?
football ever have something like that?
Okay, well look, let's work it out and make it now relate to the modern day. The reason why Arsenal won the league and was so good that year was because of icons, genuine icons dotted throughout the team. When you look at this Arsenal team now, I think it's fair to say that you win the league via icons. Can you win the league? Those players there, do you have the personality within the ranks to win the Premier League next season?
I think we've got the personality, definitely. Gabriel, I think he's a big leader. I think he's got icon.
Personality in this Arsenal team. Personality. So Raya says he's a good player. Timber, because he's looking like he's the mainstay right back for Arsenal throughout last season, played the majority of the times. right back for them. And of course, there is Ben White, but Ben White doesn't really care about football. He just plays football just because it pays the bill. The guys come out and said that he clearly doesn't watch football, right? Saliba and Gabriel, I said they've got something about them. They have got personality. Miles Lewis Kelly, still a young kid, boy. He's got that ASHRT housery in him, but again, like personality was like the whole mentality stuff. I wouldn't say it's just not there yet. Again, just due to the age. Zubimendi is a brand new player from Real Sociedad. Again, he's one of like the leaders in that Real Sociedad team. But we'll have to see what it does in the Premier League, because the Premier League does offer something completely different to what La Liga offers. Declan Rice, I think he's got personality. I do think that Declan Rice has got a strong will in him. I think his will is greater than Martin Odegaard, who's the next player we'll get to. I don't think that he has I don't think he has a huge personality, because a lot of Arsenal fans last season they were going after Martin Odegaard, saying, "Oh, he never shows up for the big games. Like, where was he versus Paris Saint-Germain?" So I wouldn't say that he's got a huge personality. Gabi Martinelli, I don't think so. Kai Havertz, no. Gabi Jesus, no. Leandro Trossard, no. Maybe Bukayo Saka. That's about what? Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice, four players in that Arsenal team. And then when you compare those 4 players, right, to the Arsenal team that were the Invincibles, when you look at Jens Lehmann, absolute bro, that guy was so nasty. And when I say nasty, like he had a mean streak, bro. If anybody, like, if an opposition player got close to Jens Lehmann, getting an elbow, fam, he's reaching for the ball, you know, he's barging you out of the way. Like, Jens Lehmann had a mean streak to him. Lauren, that people always forget about the right back. Lauren, mad guy, bro. Like, he was just relentless. And then your centre backs in Colo Torre and Sol Campbell, mentally strong guys, like real men. Never backed away from a challenge. Ashley Cole, degrass left back, I've seen play for England or even in the Premier League. So already is up there already, fam. This guy went from Arsenal to Chelsea because they screwed him over for the deal, fam. You get what I mean? Midfielders, Patrick Vieira, going head to head with Roy Keane. You get what I mean? Like, again, a through and through leader, showing up in important parts of the season. Whenever they need a goal, he steps up. Absolute dominance in midfield, dude. Definitely got character. Gilberto Silva, another guy, dude. Another destroyer fan, but also got finesse. A destroyer, bro. You get what I mean? Like, he's definitely got mentality. Robert Pires could be looking all nice and like Danley and all these kinds of stuff, right? But you know that this guy in that Arsenal team, you have to have it in that invincible Arsenal team. You know you have to be, you know that you have to have something about yourself to thrive in that team. And Robert Pires did have a little bit of a mean streak. Same thing with Freddie Ljungberg, Thierry Henry, ego up here, but ability. Again, in the stratosphere, you know that he had personality. You know that he had ego. And for me, the final guy that people don't speak about, the Iceman, Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp was nasty as well, bro. Dennis Bergkamp had a mean streak, fam. The amount of like ex-pros that have played with him, that have played against him, and that say that Dennis Bergkamp was, again, like deceivingly like mean. Like, the guy will just stamp on you for no reason, give you like a little elbow, like just pinch you. Yeah, dude. Like, it's completely different. Like, that entirety, the Arsenal team, right? The invincible Arsenal team that won the Premier League like 21 years ago. That literally the first 11 was 11 players with ego, fam. You got me, with personality, fam. So this Arsenal team right now definitely doesn't even come close to it.
On personality, definitely Declan Rice. He showed it for club and country. I think he's a leader for both. I think he could be captain for Arsenal one day and probably potentially England. Saka, icon because of what he does for the club. I don't know about his personality, but we've got
Saka's got personality, bro. Bukayo Saka has personality, fam. Like Bukayo. People think like Bukayo Saka, right? Bukayo Saka is like a quiet guy, but he does let like his football do the speaking, and he's got the ability for it. Every single year he keeps on improving better and better and better. And for me, like, the great example for Bukayo Saka's personality is definitely in the Euro finals 2021 versus Italy. You remember when him, Rashford and Sancho missed the penalties, and then everybody was, people were coming after him, giving him names, so you let your whole country down, right? Bukayo Saka, I think it was like one of like the first early games in the Premier League for Arsenal, gets a penalty and he's like, let me step up for this, bro. Let me step up for this, dude. And let me show people that I'm actually not hiding in taking penalties just because I missed one penalty. Yes. It's in your Euro final, right? But I can't show up and score pens, and he was doing that. And he was doing that, bro. Like, that takes character. That takes character, bro. To miss such a massive penalty like that, and you could be put off in taking penalties, but this guy shows up once again. Yeah, it's definitely character. Shout out to fam, bro. How you doing, fam? What you saying, my guy? What are you saying, bro? Hopefully you're feeling better, my friend. Hopefully you're feeling better, brother. And thank you for the birthday wish, by the way.
Saka is, I think.
But I'm just saying,
so good, Saka.
He's a leader by he's a leader by example.
Yeah.
More than actual Declan Rice or Gabriel who's going to shout at you on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a few in there. Timber, a silent one as well. Someone who's just no nonsense. I.e. close to someone like Lauren.
Nah. I think with Timber, there's a little bit. I can't see what he's trying to say, because like with Timber, he's always keeping a straight face, right? But like, listen, Timber's even come out and said it. It's like, with Lisandro Martinez, when I was playing with Lisandro Martinez at Ajax, whenever I was losing focus, he would slap me like around there and say like, mate, you actually need to focus, bro. You actually need to get your SHIT together, bro. So yeah, so that's
just a no-nonsense player. So we've got the players there. I do think this team is more than good enough to win the league. Now, I'm a bit skeptical now, because there's other teams that's coming up, i.e. Chelsea.
City are going to come back.
City are going to be
Liverpool,
there.
What do you need? What do you need to see? Is it? I mean, it feels like Groundhog Day, and it feels almost.
It's a brilliant question. It's a brilliant question, because with Arsenal, I think last season was definitely their biggest chance, but they messed up on it and they weren't very proactive in the window. Farhan says the Club World Cup has been hot garbage this year. Americans are bad at marketing football. They just don't care about football, bro. They just don't care about football, fam. That's literally what it is, dude. Like, I actually need to speak about this, actually. You actually reminded me of something very important. You actually reminded me of something very important. Just before we do continue. With the video. I need to go on Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace, I've done something, New York Jets. Because I don't like this whatsoever. I actually need to speak about this. Bro. I actually need to speak about this, because this is absolutely disgusting. But let's see what he was saying before.
Come back.
City are going to be there.
What do you need? What do you need to see? Is it? I mean, it feels like we're
right. Okay, yeah. So Arsenal were not very very active in last summer's transfer window in bringing in a striker. That's what they needed last season. It was a striker, because it was a massive chance for them to win a title, right? But they didn't do that, and it's come back to bite them in the bum countless of times. That was Kai Havertz. That was 1-on-1. I think it was a game against Brighton early on in the season where it was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, missed it, and people saying, look, this is why we actually needed a striker.
It feels like Groundhog Day, and it feels almost boring to go over it again, but I'm going to do it. Striker, Sesko, Gyökeres, Osimhen maybe.
We need a statement signing, to be honest. And I honestly feel that we need, not even for the fans, I think for the players. Because Saliba, Saka, Declan Rice,
they came out. See someone right.
Yeah, they came out last year. Even Declan Rice came out as a player and said, "Yeah, we need a striker." They said it. We need players. And once as a player, you're always going to back your manager, back your team. But we've all played football. When you get a new player for the season, you're like, okay, cool, we're ready, we're good to go. They know they can't go again with the same squad. They'll try, but mentally they're drained. We need something new.
Yeah, I think so. Does Sesko and Gyökeres move the needle enough? Are they what Arsenal need? Like, why aren't clubs rushing to sign both these players? Because Gyökeres' numbers are insane in the Portuguese league, but they are insane. When they look at Gyökeres, what are they seeing that he's lacking?
Well, I think what they need, what everybody wants now really, is Premier League proven. Like, the reason why Manchester United have gone to sign Bryan Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha is because they have had enough of signing countless players from abroad. I think over the last 5 years, Manchester United signed one player from the Premier League that was Premier League proven, Mason Mount. Every other signing, and you look at the amount of players that they've signed from foreign leagues that haven't landed here and done well. Jadon Sancho hasn't landed and done well. Ugarte, Højlund, Xerxes. It feels like the list goes on and on and on.
Is there a
There isn't a Premier League proven. That's the problem. There isn't. I mean, Ollie Watkins to a
Ollie
degree,
Watkins,
but-
yeah, to a degree. But if you get Ollie Watkins,
The only Premier League proven one is he plays for the guys up north for Newcastle, and it looks like Liverpool want him, bro.
I think that's like
Osman moves the needle for Arsenal.
Yeah, he
for
does.
sure.
He does, yeah,
He wants
Osman.
to. If you believe Kieran Maguire,
I think Isak would be the statements of statement signing, wouldn't it, bro? Alexander Isak would be the statements of statement signings, dude. You get what I mean?
you should, because he's a reputable speaker of football. Excellent, he's brilliant. And he was talking about the fact that Osman has been offered around, and he said he will sign, but he wants 250 grand flat up front before bonuses.
Can I suggest something? Do you think this would work? Like, we've constantly focused on Arsenal needing a striker. Is there a world where the archetype of strikers don't exist so much anymore? They're just not out there. The days of having like an abundance of centre forwards capable of scoring 30 goals just don't exist. So is there a world where Arsenal think, I'll tell you what, we don't see the player, we don't see the value in the player, we don't think Gyökeres or Sesko is the answer, so we're going to do something else. We're going to not sign a player for that position, but we're going to bring in another elite level player to mirror Bukayo Saka on one wing, and we're going to sign Rodrigo. Does that raise the tide?
Listen,
it doesn't. It doesn't raise the tide. That right there for me, I don't think that raises the tide. You know what I mean? Like because when you look at the previous winners, right, in the Premier League, Man City, especially again with Man City winning like that treble off, I think they had like Mahrez, Haaland, Phil Foden as a front three. When you've got freaking Liverpool, yeah, I know it's only just Salah, but like, bro, it's only just Salah, but Salah again, 20 plus goals, 20 plus assists in a season. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy, fam. Off topic, why Storm acting like it's prepared for all, literally, I don't think. Oh, we are involved, mate. We're always involved, fam. We're always involved, my guy. We're always involved, mate. But yeah, I think because another elite winger though for Arsenal on that left side. It's a difficult one because Saka does the business on the right side, but nobody else does it. But with Liverpool last season, the way that they wanted, they didn't have like a through-and-through elite striker. They just had Salah out on the wing, and then it was goal contributions between Hakpo and Luis Diaz. But I don't think for next season that's going to be the case. I don't think next season that's going to be the case, because when Man City have got Omar Marmoush, they have got Savio, Doku, Erling Haaland, Phil Foden like as attacking options, and then with Liverpool, Florian Wirtz, and then Hakpo, Diaz, Salah, they will definitely bring in a striker. Like, I don't think that just buying one elite winger for the left side is going to help out Arsenal.
Fans will probably be screaming at their screens right now when I'm going to say this. If we get Rodrigo, I would be fine with Havertz and someone like Ollie Watkins because he raises the bar. Because he's going to take that responsibility.
He does raise the bar. But Havertz as I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not having and again, I'm a United fan saying this, dude. Right? But yeah, we are not. Jesus knows, but that definitely not, right? Like Havertz is not gonna, bro. He's not, the guy 10, 12 league goals, 10 to 12 league goals. It doesn't win you leagues, bro. It doesn't win you leagues, dude. It genuinely does not. Even with Haaland missed the majority of last season, and he's got about 20 plus goals. That's and again, Haaland is a one-on-one striker, right? But you need something that can at least get close to that can score you at least 17, 18 goals, man.
And Trossard around.
No, we need a striker.
What about no other signings up front apart from Rodrigo? Is that enough?
We need a striker. It's nowhere near enough because obviously Havertz with one injury away from Mourinho go back up front.
Yeah.
Miles, do you think that Arteta really, really wants the archetypal number 9 and actually is much more comfortable with?
That's what I was thinking. I genuinely was thinking that, right? Because I was thinking to myself, Arteta's out here buying midfielders, but he never wants to buy a striker through and through. He's Arteta's got an unhealthy obsession with midfielders. What's he doing? Always buying midfielders, dude. You need to get a freaking striker first. And I think I was literally thought to him, because when I seen Zubimendi was confirmed, right? I was thinking to myself, maybe this guy just doesn't want to give. I don't think he wants to play with a striker. I genuinely don't think that Arteta wants to play with a striker, you know. this is one of my thoughts I was having.
The work that Havertz does, and that he potentially would lose with Osimhen, I think he loves Havertz in the 9.
He does. He does love Havertz.
I think if there was no pressure at all,
But he's wrong, isn't he?
you could argue if Havertz weren't injured that they could have made a good stint at the league last year rather than falling around.
But it's more rotation though, because now Arsenal's got into the upper echelon of like challenging for the Premier League now, and as well as the Champions League. And you know, Chelsea, Rory, you've done it before with Chelsea. You need a big squad.
Yeah.
You can't just drop off from.
Yeah, and Trossard had a terrible season.
To Jesus again. That's not going to happen.
Trossard, Jesus, Zinchenko, there's a lot of players that have done it at Arsenal.
Chelsea just bought Delap. Now they've got Delap and Jackson. That's two strikers, regardless of how good of the quality they are.
Would you sign Delap at Arsenal? You'd have Delap. He wins you the league because that's what this number 9
Delap
needs to do.
Rodrigo.
Delap, I would take Delap if we get someone like Rodrigo. We don't take Delap solely by himself. No. So if we get someone like Rodrigo and we get a Gyökeres, I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go to challenge. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but we'll be right back up there with Chelsea.
What's Gyökeres
with Liverpool and Man City?
Gyökeres is costing
70
70
million.
70
Yeah, release clause, 70 million. And he wants to come. But when it comes to Rodrigo, I believe that Arsenal's going to have to want to go and grab him. I don't think Rodrigo's saying, I want to leave. I don't think he wants to leave Real Madrid, but he's open to leaving.
Yeah.
Where someone like Gyökeres wants to leave. Like, come and get me. I'm here.
If it's true that his sort of future is unresolved and that he's not absolutely guaranteed to be starting, and Alonso's not going to guarantee anybody at this stage what's going to happen, is that show something about his character that he'd leave just because he's not guaranteed? You want a player lacking that kind of wanting those assurances. I'm playing every week, and I don't know. Man.
I don't think you can
turn down that opportunity.
No. You just can't turn down that opportunity. This is a defining season for Arsenal. It's a defining season for Mikel Arteta. Like I've always been a defender of his. Really, I think he's done a good job. I think he's turned Arsenal into a serious team now. They weren't that for a long time. They were a serious team. I was really worried that they were going to win the Champions League. I therefore have to credit Mikel Arteta with that. I genuinely believe.
You don't have to tell me.
But I believed it could happen.
Yeah, I know. I had the same thought. I like after they beat Real Madrid, I was like, oh my days. I think this man might actually do it.
But I believed it could happen as well.
I thought they were going to do it.
Which means Mikel Arteta has done a good job.
Because it was that whole thing was like, oh, you guys have not won the Champions League. You guys have not won the Champions League. And it's just something that was being repeated by every fan. Like throughout last season, I was like, if you guys keep mentioning this, maybe
without a striker, mind you.
Yeah,
I think without question.
But rightly or wrongly, this wouldn't even be necessarily the way that I would see it. There will be, regardless of how the season goes as well, there will be huge amounts of pressure on his job if they go another season, 6th year, without any silverware.
Yeah, but it's got to be context over it. Okay, say we go like, I don't know, 98 points and Liverpool and Man City do 99 and we get to the semi-final, the final, the Champions League, we don't win it again. Then there have to be some form of context, but it depends on how far we drop off. If it goes back to City and Liverpool contending for the league again and Arsenal is nowhere near it and we're doing top 4 challenges again, Mikel Arteta is looking like he needs to go.
I just think you need silver. I really do, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's the world that we should live in. But I just think that it's all about defining this team, this Arsenal team.
Because like with the silverware as well, it's basically something that's etched in history. You know what I mean? It's something that people remember by year. So if somebody says to you, no, it's not. But if I'm pretty sure you guys have seen these videos on Instagram, right? Where somebody says, which year did which team did basically I can't even explain this properly. Fucking hell, bro. I can't even speak. But anyway, it's a post, right, saying like, please comment down the year the year that you were born and what team won the Champions League the year that you were born. You know what I mean? It's literally like that. Like, it's one of those. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen these videos. Like, comment down the year you were born and which club won the Champions League the year you were born, or comment down the year that you were born and which team won the Premier League the year you were born. Like, for me, I'd say 1995, and I say like in the Premier League, I know that it was Blackburn Rovers that won it. Even if I was never born that time, I was literally the freaking infant with like a big head and who can even speak? You know what I mean? Same thing in 1995. I know that it's Ajax that won the Champions League the year that I was born. That's how people like remember these kinds of things, bro. They won't say in 2025 Arsenal finished second place to Liverpool. That's the year that I was born. You know what I mean? I know that Man United, of course, finished in second place in 1995 because I support the team and I'm a football head, right? But no other Premier League fan would know this. If you're also a Premier League fan, somebody who supports Sunderland, like a 21-year-old guy, say, which team finished second in 1995? They'll say, Chelsea? They'll say something like that because, once again, like, people remember teams that won trophies. And again, like, it don't... And it was a conversation that two of my friends had actually at a party, right? It was a conversation that two of my friends had like at the party, because my friend supposed Arsenal was saying like Arsenal was the best team in the league, right? Like to watch, but the best team didn't win the Premier League. Like it was Liverpool that won the Premier League. Like, and he was saying that Liverpool aren't as great as everybody thinks they are, which I actually do think that Liverpool were not good enough, right? But people will remember that the 2025 Premier League winners was Liverpool. It is not rocket science. It is not rocket science. People remember winners. They don't remember losers, bro. You get what I mean? They don't remember who finished second place in 2006. They don't remember that. They don't remember who was the runner-up in a Champions League final in 1997. They don't remember that. And I think it was Borussia Dortmund, but yeah, mate. Anyway, Farhan says Arsenal beat a depleted Real Madrid squad, though a lot of players were either injured or suspended. Yeah, but Real Madrid still have good players, though. Like Kylian Mbappe they still had the main players, bro. They still had the main players. The Kylian Mbappe was there, Vinny Jr. was there, Rodrigo was there.
It needs something. Like what Tottenham have, they have something to show for it. The Tottenham
FA
team
Cup doesn't save him his job, though. It has to be two of the big pot.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No.
I don't think that. I think that, and winning, like, people like see the FA Cup as some like Mickey Mouse trophy, dude. What are people on about? It's the second most important trophy in English football. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? FA Cup is a major trophy. The FA Cup is part of the treble. The FA Cup is part of the Premier League, the Champions League, and of course that FA Cup treble, bro. That's what it is, dude. Like, why are people like treating the FA Cup like it's some next idiot trophy, dude? And FA Cup's a massive trophy, bro. It's one of the is it the oldest trophy in the world, by the way? Oldest football trophy. I think it's the FA. It was Scottish Cup. But how is the FA Cup? Bro, how old? Jesus. How old is the FA Cup? How old is the FA Cup? 153 years old, bro. 1871. 1871, bro. 1870. It's older than the Scottish Cup. What are people smoking, bro? It's older than the Scottish Cup. 1871. Here it says 1871, 1874. Is that Coppa Italia is the least important? Yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
I think an FA Cup could satisfy scratch an itch.
But without a title challenge, I think there would be a call through his head.
That's the bare minimum, though. We do need a title challenge.
Do you know, if you use Tottenham as an example, at various points...
Of course, that is a given. Like, where a team of Arsenal stature has to be in a title challenge. They have to be like within the title race in like April, March time, May time. You know what I mean? But once again, like if Arsenal finish in third place and they had a good goal at the title and they lose out on the title to, let's say, Man City or Liverpool by like 1 or 3 points, and they still won the FA Cup and they reach like the knockout phases of the Champions League, I would say that's a pretty good season. That is a pretty good season. Not a lot of teams, guys. Not a lot of teams can have seasons like that. You get what I mean?
Tottenham recently had the best team in the country, right?
Huh? There's been a couple of occasions in the last 10 years.
The Pochettino team probably had the best team in the country. The world in the future will forget that because it has nothing to show for it. It's almost like it didn't happen. They made a Champions League final. Nobody cares they got beat.
Nah. That's a little bit too far. I don't think that Spurs had the greater team in the 18-19 season, wasn't it? Nah, Man City were far better, bro. Man City were far better, bro.
Were constantly over the calendar year, they were the best team in the country 2 consecutive years. Nobody cares because they didn't win anything. They have nothing to show for it, and therefore it almost didn't happen. Arsenal currently have nothing to show for an era of impressive.
And I think it's more the players than the manager, because Arsenal fans know that this is a group of players that more than likely within a year or two, especially looking at Saliba, a lot of these players are going to break away. Like Saliba might break away. We just signed Gabriel, thank God. There's a Saka, we don't know. He might sign, but he's still 2 years. Timber's there. These players can break away. So we're going to look at it as not even more so Mikel Arteta, but these group of players didn't win or something. Because managers
people will start saying about Arteta as well.
So is players.
I don't even think this is true. But you know when people go, some managers aren't built to win. Some managers are built to lay the fan. I don't agree with it.
I don't believe
all of that
I don't
stuff.
believe it.
Non-tangible
But it's yeah, I agree with you. But it is still a theory. It's a theory that holds a lot of weight. People will start saying there are managers that effectively lay the pathway. Claudio Ranieri at Chelsea couldn't win a trophy. We were a very good team. We got beaten in the FA Cup final by Arsenal. Freddie Ljungberg scored a goal of his life. Parlour. He was at Chelsea 4 years. Ranieri leaves. Mourinho comes in. We win the league and the League Cup same season. 4 years, nothing. Ranieri.
One
laid the
manager
path.
knows how to do it and another doesn't. And
Yeah. Some would say that Arsenal. I don't agree, but
15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, all minimum top 3 finishes, but I don't remember the exact positions. Yeah, so no one will remember them for that. Yeah.
I would say that
mate.
Mikel Arteta is the Claudio Ranieri. He could open the door for Inzaghi to come in and win.
Do you know what? I would say that could be true if he buys a striker. That's the thing. That's what's frustrating for Arsenal fans when it comes to Mikel Arteta.
They will remember Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham winning Europa League. They will, bro, bars, bro. They will remember that. This is exactly, bro. Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's such a good. That is a real good example, bro. Because the Spurs team. Let's look at this Tottenham team, man. The Spurs team, right, in 2018 was crazy. The Spurs team in 2018 was so good. Bro, look at this, bro. Look at the 3 goalkeepers that they had. Hugo Lloris, Michel Vorm, and Gazaniga, right? Kieran Trippier, Danny Rose, Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, Kyle Walker-Peters, Juan Foyth, Sergio Aurier, Ben Davies, and I'm not mentioning Carter Vickers because I do think that he was also somebody who was relatively unknown. Wanyama, they had Eric Dyer, Musa Sissoko, Dele Alli, Ericsson, Lucas Moura, bro, Sonny Heung-min, freaking Hurricane, Llorente. That is a good team. That is a good team, right? And these people remember this Spurs team again as a Spurs team that reached the Champions League final, but people will remember that Ange Postecoglou team more because they won the Europa League, and that team, like in the 24-25 season, that team gave an bro. The season that these men gave, bro, 17th place. Disgusting performance, disgusting league performance, but people remember because they won a trophy.
You get everything else. You've got everything else, but you're still not getting that one position.
Get you over the line. Like in the last 3 years, similar to that point that I just made about Tottenham, in the last 3 years, Arsenal have amassed 247 points. That's 4 points less than Man City, but it's 14 more than Liverpool. Liverpool have silverware to show for their toil. You have nothing to show for it.
Miles, isn't it a case then, if you're Arsenal, just sticking with Arteta, and anyone who wins the league, barring the fact, unless you're Manchester City, you just have to bide your time and wait. Now, there's a question mark. Was last season the opportunity because City was so poor? They're going to come back. Rodri's back, done really good work in the transfer market. But I just think, if I was an Arsenal fan, God forbid, right, that there's an opportunity to just wait and see here, which is a rare thing that's afforded for many managers, but also a fan base, because I don't think Arsenal have stopped moving since Arteta has taken over. And he's a manager that's willing to constantly adapt. And there is a risk with adapting. There's also a risk with staying and sticking with what you know.
You're nearly right, but you're not... Last year was regression.
Terrible, yeah.
Last year was regression. You're correct. The wheel was turning. They were building. The momentum was moving.
Yeah, but is that regression?
Last season, they made a big deal of it. It
was your opportunity.
You were so reliant on set pieces. You had no creativity. It was a bad transfer window, and you were beaten to the league by a manager in his debut year who didn't sign anyone.
Yeah, but they still had world-class players. Regardless, I'm not taking anything from Slot.
Yeah, you still had world-class players, but again, like it doesn't still cover the fact that you guys were relying on set pieces majority of the times, dude. Like I think they start calling Arteta like Arteta Pulis or something like that.
Look, yes, that is true because they did win the league, but they still had world-class players. So let's just put that out there. But it was a regressive league for Arsenal.
It was an opportunity. It was a missed opportunity.
Of course, but at the same time, we still did come second. It's not a great second, but we still maintained. And Arteta still maintained the level.
Arteta's stock dropped last season, or did it not because of the Champions League run?
Yes, it did. And the Champions League run did mask over it. Yes, you're right. Because if we did get knocked out of the Champions League run early, it would have been a catastrophe of a season.
Look, winning in the Bernabeu is hugely significant.
It is, but they were a mess. They were such a mess.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
They were a mess.
We're not a mess. I don't care because before that, no one had us down to winning that game, and especially in that fashion.
They didn't have them down to winning that game. I think that Real Madrid Arsenal game, I think that people straight away, because it was just a Champions League, they looked straight away, right? It was like, oh, Real Madrid Champions League, Real Madrid's gonna win. You know what I mean? And they did that whole. They looked at the team of Real Madrid and like, oh, Vinny Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Valverde, all these guys, they're definitely going to show up at Arsenal. But if you've done more research and like the form that Madrid had in La Liga, it was not good enough. And if you're like a real footballing head, you could have seen this coming from a mile away. You could have seen this coming from a mile away. I should have, to be fair. I should have. But what made me think that Real Madrid was going to win the game was just due to Arsenal's, like, the injuries that they had. You get what I mean? Like, fans said that Arsenal were depleted. Fans said Real Madrid were depleted. So were Arsenal, bro. Arsenal were carrying a lot of injuries, right? But, like, the playing style that Real Madrid had last season and the way that Carlo Ancelotti was managing those players was not good enough, because again they had a key player, in my opinion, in Toni Kroos missing. I think that Toni Kroos was a massive miss for Real Madrid last season, and they were like losing to, I think they lost to, like, I think it's either Athletic Club or Real Sociedad, or they drew with them. Leganes, they struggled, man. I think it was like Mallorca or somebody else, right? But like in Real Madrid's form up until that game versus Arsenal was not good enough. Let's check it out right now, actually. Let's check it out right now, bro. Let's check it out right now, man. Real Madrid, because are they playing today? I don't think they're playing today. Right, Champions League. So this is Real Madrid's form, right? Up until the Champions League game. So drew 1-1 with like Osasuna. Yeah, they did beat Man City 3-1, but Man City were absolutely terrible. Beat Girona and Real Sociedad. Lost to Real, but yeah, that's it. Lost to Real Betis 2-1. They beat Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League, and then they beat Rayo Vallecano. Lost to Atletico Madrid, but of course they did go through on penalties. Beat Villarreal at 2-1. Leganes gave him a hard time at the Santiago Bernabeu. Drew 4-4 with Real Sociedad. Lost to Valencia, and then of course did lose 3-0 to Arsenal. Struggled against Alaves. I think it was Valverde that scored and lost. Was it Valverde? Kylian Mbappe. No, it's Camavinga, but Valverde. I think Valverde scored against somebody, but Real Madrid were really not that good. 7 not looking how many points statistics. Okay.
Miles, but everyone's beating Real Madrid.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not having it. No, I don't care.
All right, fair enough.
It means nothing because we didn't win the competition.
Does it not have to count for something? Yeah, like
it means something.
I don't think it counts.
No, it does count. It does mean. It means
lead to something.
But I've seen Spurs do it. Ain't that special?
No. But what we're doing now is that we're re-establishing ourselves back in the Champions League with the big boys. No, it didn't mean anything. Ultimately,
Arsenal beating Real Madrid in the Champions League, it doesn't mean anything. Guys, like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, a win's nice, beating Real Madrid. A win's nice, right? The only thing what matters in beating Real Madrid, if you beat them in the final. Like, you can't, come on, man. You can't be like, oh, we beat Real Madrid and that brings us back with the big dogs. Like, big dogs where? Big dogs where, man? You get what I mean? Come on.
What we're doing now is that we're re-establishing ourselves back in the Champions League with the big boys. No, it didn't mean anything ultimately because we didn't win the competition.
Yeah. Even the reaction from Rory, I think that's Flav, says it all, man. Like, you didn't win the competition. Like, you didn't win. You did not win the competition. There is no trophy of we beat Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. There is none of that. There is none of that, man. Like, we have to be real. We have to be real when it comes to football, bro. The only trophies that you freaking get, right, is if are you the better team in the space of 9 months in the league, or are you going to win the freaking Champions League final, bro? You get what I mean? Like, of course, like, progressing from the quarterfinals, semi-finals, up into the final, that's a big thing, right? But it's not as big as winning a freaking trophy, fam. And you don't get a trophy again from saying, "Oh, we beat Real Madrid." Things like that right there for me is an absolute loser mindset. To be fair, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That right there for me, that mindset right there, it just show like it's showing right now. It's showing right now. I mean, you can't be happy, right, for your team beating Real Madrid. But that victory right there doesn't say, oh, that puts us back with the big dogs. It puts us back on the table with the big dogs. Like, what big dogs? Like, which big dogs? Because this big dogs thing is always changing season in, season out. You get what I mean? So, if Man United, let's say in 2 years' time, if we beat Real Madrid in the quarterfinals and we progress to the semifinals, like, it puts us in with the big dogs. And then we go and we play against freaking Inter Milan, we lose in the semifinals. It's achieved nothing. It's achieved nothing, bro.
Yes, it sets us up for next season.
That's what
Arsenal's one of the biggest.
So you've got the victory against Real Madrid. Ultimately, you didn't win anything, but you can still use those kind of statement victories, going to the Bernabeu and winning, to mean something for the future of the club. So let's look forward now. Next season,
you know what it is, right? You know what it is. Do you know what's a good builder for basically what's this guy again saying?
Winning to mean something for the future of the club. So
there you go. Yeah, for something that's a good builder, right? To mean something for the club for the future, to again ensure success and a dynasty. You need to win a trophy first. You need to like players need to have a feeling of winning a trophy first. No matter if it's the FA Cup, no matter if it's the Premier League, right? Look at what it did for Man City. I forget what year. I think did Man City win the FA Cup before the Premier League? I think Man City won the FA Cup before they won the Premier League in it. I think it was in 2011. Was it 2011 or 2012? Or was it like the Charity? It was somewhere around there. FA Cup winners through the years. Through the years, bro. FA Cup winners through the years. Right. So ding 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 ding. So even that one, fam. Right, so 2024. So yeah, there you go. 2011, right? 2000. We're talking about last decade, by the way. Yeah. I did get that, bro. I did get that with the whole 7 seasons in a row thing with Spurs and Arsenal, right? But 2011 was the last time that 2011, right? That's when Manchester City won the FA Cup. When those Man City players got the taste, right, for silverware, they said, you know what? Winning the Premier League can be done. It can be done. Next season, they won the Premier League in 2012, right? I don't know, right? I forget this guy's name, right? But I don't know, right? Like where this thing has come from, like saying, "Oh, we beat Real Madrid." Like the only way that you can kickstart a catalyst for winning, for being successful and winning multiple trophies, in my opinion, is you actually get that one first. Once you get that one trophy, you have the confidence for you to push on to win more. Not, we beat Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, so we're gonna win the Champions League next season. That rarely happens, mate. It rarely happens, bro. What is this? What are we doing? What are we doing,
let's
bro?
look forward now. Next season, what is the bare minimum for Mikel Arteta to be in the...
What is the bare minimum? I actually, that's a good question, Rory, bro. It's a good question, dude.
...job in 12 months' time?
From game week 1 to game week 36, bare minimum, you should be in the title race. Bare minimum for me.
Right.
And that might be harsh.
And what about silverware? Because that seems to be the...
He needs to pick up some silverware now. He needs to pick up some silverware. Even though he's done it already, he's won an FA Cup. Cool,
I think the cup's good enough. Flav seems to disagree.
I think it's good enough. I think if you could pick up an FA Cup along the way, I think that's good enough.
I agree. Ultimately, because I've witnessed it firsthand at my football club, I've finished 17, so it's slightly different. Is that the cup competitions aren't respected by owners? They're not. It's progression in league is what is a demonstration of whether you're moving forward as a football club. It ain't just owners as well. Pochettino felt the same. Harry Redknapp felt the same. Dismissed the Europa League out of hand, right? The FA Cup for Arsenal doesn't move the needle. Great day for fans. The FA Cup is half of what it used to be in terms of how people respect it. But Arsenal's and Arteta's progression will be based on whether or not they're in the title race towards the end.
Okay, so how do Arsenal get over the line then? Like, how do they go one better than last year? You've got a terrible start to the season. You've seen your fixtures. Man United away, first game of the season is a disaster for you. You play City.
That's a win.
They beat Man United.
Listen, bro. Listen, dude. Like, I genuinely hope that he said it as a joke, bro. I genuinely hope that he said it as a joke, because one thing I learned from martial arts, guys, The one thing I learned, right, from practicing jiu-jitsu, from doing MMA wrestling, Muay Thai, bro, BJ Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? Not because I've got a black belt in Japanese jiu-jitsu, not Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? You never underestimate your opponent, bro. You never ever, no matter how terrible is going on, you never ever underestimate your opponent, fam. That's what you never do, bro. And majority of times, right, like Man United, even though we're horrible, like guys, you know, I'm like, we're terrible trash, absolute shit, bro. The entire lot, right? But the majority of last season, especially the top teams, they kept on underestimating Man United. Liverpool, Anfield, when they come to Anfield, 8-0, 9-0, this and that, they almost lost. We drew from 2-2. I know it's a draw, but there's a point to this, right? They almost lost that game if Harry Maguire didn't kick the ball over the bar. Man City, we went to the Etihad Stadium. It's going to be about 5-0, 6-1, 6-2s, stuff like that. We beat them 2-1. Ahmad goal. When Arsenal came to Old Trafford, I think we drew. Was it 1-1 where Bruno that scored a free kick, right? And they Declan Rice that scored a screamer outside the box. FA Cup at the Emirates. Yeah, we'll beat Man United. Terrible, this and that. We'll beat them before set pieces, headers. We'll eliminate them on penalties, bro. You got Xerxes freaking waving. For this guy there, I don't know his name. I genuinely don't know his name. The guy that's next, because I know Flav. From like he does the things on the overlap, and of course like Rory's everywhere, right? But I don't know the guy's name on the left side. For him to say it's an easy win, that easy win, I wouldn't do that, bro. I wouldn't do that, fam. I genuinely wouldn't do that, bro, because once again, you're underestimating Man United, and that's one thing you should never do.
Play Liverpool, City and Newcastle.
Man United away, that's a win. Leeds at home, that's a win. Liverpool away, if I'm being completely honest, that's a loss. Bare minimum, I would take a draw, but I think that's going to be a loss.
You will.
Yeah, I'd love to. But we haven't lost to a Big Six team in God knows when. It's been like 3 seasons in the league. Yeah, okay. So we've
still not won the league.
Got that to hold on to. I knew he was going to say something, Flav. Man United FA Cup, that doesn't count.
Mate, Man City, Newcastle, after Forest. Look, you've looked at this fixture list through the lens of positivity. I'm now going to look at it, and I'm not going to be positive towards Arsenal. I'm going to try and do this as fairly as possible.
But bear in mind, you don't lose to these teams.
It's a tough game, but let's just say that you end up winning that, fine. I think that Liverpool are likely to beat you. I think that Man City are likely to beat you.
At our ground. Yeah, when was the last time they beat us at our ground?
I know, but it's not that. It just wasn't last year, was it?
Yeah, but so when was it? Because the year before that, we beat them at our ground as well.
De Bruyne scoring a beautiful goal.
It was a left foot. It was I know exactly. I know it was a 22-23 season. It was Grealish and De Bruyne that scored. It was when the goalkeeper came out for Arsenal. I think it was like Ramsdale. He came out and it was De Bruyne that bended it around the goalkeeper with his left foot.
Beat 3-1.
That was 3 seasons ago, Rory. That's old Arsenal. This Arsenal doesn't get beat by Big Six teams. I'm not saying they can't.
So the early stages of the season, though, you look at those 6 fixtures. The early stage of the season is going to define exactly who you are. The first 6, if you're unbeaten in the first 6, maybe you're onto something.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think it's as difficult as people have made out. There's some Arsenal fans out there sort of panicking. I understand that there's a narrative here, but if Arsenal are set up correctly to win the league, those first 6 fixtures, they should get,
But you're right, though, Rory.
2 or 3 wins out.
You're right.
4 wins.
The flip side of the coin is if we...
Fan says Arsenal always explaining irrelevant records. Ain't nobody care about that. And nobody care about that. Talking about when we've lost the top 6 teams like some kind of badge of honor. It's just the random Italian that just comes out all the time, bro. Bro, keep it up. Please keep this up, bro. Please keep this up, dude, because it's just like the random Italian that just comes out of nowhere. Like mierdas.
If we lose, like you say, if we lose 4 at them.
Yeah, even if you start drawing them all. If you're unbeaten, but you've got 7 points, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it'll be a top 4 race.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much, just to answer the question, I don't think there's much Arteta can do that he hasn't done already. And the problem for Liverpool, but especially Arsenal, is Man City's inevitable resurgence. What they're going to be next season.
And Liverpool's dominance.
Liverpool dominant, but I think Manchester City and Liverpool can't be stopped.
They can be stopped.
They're only going to stop each other, is my point.
Oh, okay.
I think you're at the biggest disadvantage as it stands.
It's the hardest league for Arsenal to win for 4 years.
Much harder than last year.
Yeah, it was. But there's a plus side to that. The club might look at it as if, Arteta should go to to the board and say, listen, look at our first 6 fixtures. I need these players in ASAP. Because normally Arsenal, we get our players at the end. By then we could be like 4 points.
And you need to do what Liverpool
out of 7.
And you haven't done it. You need to do what Liverpool have done. Just go out
early.
But they've gone early. Fair play to Liverpool. But Arsenal, we still need a striker, which we're more than likely going to get in a winger. So
you happy with Zubimendi? Is he going to make
definitely
a difference?
Quality player. Zubimendi is quality.
I think that Zubimendi is going to be an absolutely fantastic player for them, you know. I genuinely do think that Martin Zubimendi is going to be so good for them. He's going to be so good for him, bro. I can just see it, like, I can see it, and I've got that feeling that like Zubimendi is going to be an absolutely terrific signing for Arsenal. They just need a midfielder. They need a midfielder. They need a striker now, bro. That's what they need, bro. Like Zubimendi is brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant, especially in that DM spot. Especially like he's a Spanish DM as well. You know how Spanish DMs are like Parejo, Rodri, freaking Busquets. Like brilliant defensive midfielders, Spain, and they've always produced them. So Zubimendi on that side is absolutely sorted, man. But for Robbie to say that Zubimendi is better than Ryan, there's no way.
I still think we should still keep Thomas Partey. There's talks about him might go to Barcelona. He might leave. I think that's going to be very detrimental if we do not re-sign Thomas Partey because he's quality. So I think we should still keep Thomas
Partey is still good, you know. I actually, I don't know of this guy's name, and I'm really sorry about this, right? But Thomas Partey is really good. Like people forget how good like Thomas Partey is, especially in the Champions League against Real Madrid in that first game. That way he was just absolutely just bossing Kylian Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and freaking Bellingham, bro. And then Modric came on, so
we get Zubimendi, someone who does what Thomas Partey, but even does what Thomas Partey does, but even better.
Yeah, I mean Zubimendi has different characteristics than Partey. They're different players, but to have them both in number 6, that's a good option.
Good rotation.
Yeah,
good rotation.
His ability to pass centrally as opposed to wide, his pass selection is incredible, and just from that deep line playmaker, he can do things that Partey can't do.
Also,
it's a great outlet as well for Declan Rice, because I think that Declan Rice actually works best when he's a number 8, where he's actually having offensive and defensive responsibilities. You know what I mean? So he's great for cover for Declan Rice, bro. Zubimendi scares me for Arsenal, fam, because I genuinely do think that's going to be like the top 5 best midfielders in the league, dude.
What he's going to do is going to help Odegaard as well, because there's lots of games last season. Yeah, there was loads of games last season. It was frustrating to see Odegaard trying to receive the ball from deep, and you're meant to be a creative player. So you're trying to get the ball from Saliba. Now you're trying to drive through the midfield, bypass Thomas Partey, make something happen. It might break down. That was so frustrating to see. So now we've got someone like Zubimendi who can break lines, like you said.
Yeah.
Straight to a pass to Odegaard.
I think Zubimendi's going to be really good when you're playing against better teams, when you'll be impressed, and you need someone to kind of find that pass and break away.
Even low blocks, because he could shift the ball more faster than Thomas Partey.
Yeah, but the challenges he's going to face, along with any ball-playing midfielder in the Premier League playing for a top club, is just when teams shut up. And so many teams now are going to be happy to play that counter-attacking football. That Zubimendi will have the same challenges. But in terms of footballer,
you worried about Odegaard?
I'm not worried, because that's his first bad season out of 3 that he's had for us.
But it is the most recent one.
It is the most recent one. But I think we owe him that much, that we should give him another go, because he's been that good for us. He's been Arsenal's
captain, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been Arsenal's player of the season twice in a row.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should just bin Odegaard, but I do think he needs help. We do need another creative outlet. Maybe it might be Ethan Waneri. I don't think Fabio Vieira is going to come back into the squad.
No.
Arsenal should appoint a new manager. I don't think merge Teta. This guy, bro. He's even a manager. I think
he's probably going to go.
When you say he needs help, he's a captain. He should be helping. He should be leading.
Rotation, Flav.
Yeah. So important.
I understand, but it's rotation.
Especially at Arsenal. You know, some clubs, I mean, I imagine most clubs feel like this. But you know, when you think about what the Arsenal captain is supposed to represent.
Yeah, Tony Adams, Vieira.
Rugged, dogged, determined fighters.
And this is the problem with giving Martin Odegaard the captaincy, because
this is why, like, it's so true. Like, when I look at captains right now, right, and I look at captains from like back in the day, like for Arsenal it was Patrick Vieira, for Man United it was like Roy Keane, for Chelsea it was John Terry, Liverpool it was friggin' Steven Gerrard. Like, bro, like those are the captains that like you'd run through brick walls for. You know what I mean? Like, again, guys who can bring discipline, right, but who've also got technique. You get what I mean? Like those they don't make captains like that anymore, man. They don't make captains like that anymore, dude. Like, fam, Gerrard, Terry, Keno, bro. Are you mad, fam? Patrick Vieira, dude. Oh my days, man. Oh my days, dude.
Is an incredible footballer. There's no taking that away from him. But he isn't the type of player that typically Arsenal fans have been used to as their captains. And he will not grab the ball by the horns, to use a terrible cliche. Whereas those other captains might do.
But he does need help though, Flav. He needs help because look,
At what point, Mark, it feels like you're being quite generous. At what point does it become his responsibility?
Of course. No. Last season was a bad season for him. Like it was. He needs to be responsible
He got
on
a
the
bad
pitch
injury,
and off the pitch as well because he's our club captain. But I'm just saying he does need help because when Odegaard comes out of the team, the creative outlet within Arsenal is it's abysmal. Whereas Chelsea's got creative outlet all over the pitch. You've got Cole Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer, Neto.
You've got Palmer, Neto. Yeah. Liverpool, they've got Szoboszlai and now they've got Wirtz. Man City, they've got
Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Diaz can create, Hakpo can create, Alexis McAllister can create.
Phil Foden, now they've got Shirky. So there's two in each position. We've got Odegaard and now we're relying on an 18-year-old, Ethan Wanner.
Saka.
Who could play sort of wide as well. Exactly. You'd probably put him out
and
wide.
then if it's not Ethan Wanner, you try Trossard. It doesn't work. So I do feel like we need to try to get another.
The drop off in either experience or quality is big. Yeah,
it's huge.
He needs to get it right. But okay, cards on the table time. Are Arsenal winning their first title since 2004?
Oh my God, man. I was more confident last year. I sat here last year and said that we'd win it. And that was the first time I said it in years. And this year, if I'm being completely honest, I don't see it, man.
I tipped them to win it last year. I don't think they'll win it this year.
If I'm being honest,
I was worried about them last year.
I tipped them the last 2 years to win the league. And I just don't think they'll win it this year.
And for the record, I don't think this is about Arsenal, really. It's just about what Pep Guardiola and what Liverpool have done.
Flav, I like Flav, man. Flav's so good, bro. Flav is actually a really good dude. Like, it's not... The reason why, because I also did the same thing as well, guys. The reason why I chose Arsenal to actually win the league last season was because of what's going on with Man City and the players that they had to replace, and of course like the aging squad, like their main players like Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne, of course, being in their 30s, as you can see right now. Kevin De Bruyne is joined Napoli, right? That's why I chose Arsenal to actually win the league, because I genuinely thought that they want to keep on continuing like this. But this season, to what Flav was saying, with Arsenal, it's not the team, it's the others around them. You know what I mean? To where that they have improved, dude. Like the way we will start off with Man City first. Man City have brought in Nori for left back, Ryan Cherky, and Reinders for a combined 115 million pounds. That's insane business, guys. That's insane business. Plus, on top of that, they've still got Erling Haaland, Omar Marmoush, Omar Marmoush. I love that player, bro. Like for me, I would have, like, honestly, Omar Marmoush would have worked better in that Man United front three with, like, if we got Mbeumo, but Cunha, Mbeumo, and Marmoush. I generally do think that would have been an absolutely silky front three. So fluid, right? So with Man City, and when you look at like the creativity that Ryan Cherky has, Reinders, who was one of the best freaking midfielders in Serie A, and Rodri's coming back too. Like a midfield, right, of Reinders, Rodri, and Cherky, crazy. It's crazy. The creativity in Ryan Cherky, Reinders as a number 8 can be brilliant offensively, as what you guys been seeing in the Club World Cup. Defensively as well, really good. Deceivingly fast, bro. Reinders can make up a lot of ground, you know, especially when teams are getting countered. Especially when his team's getting countered by the opposition team, dude. Reinders is quick, and then of course people don't know what Rodri's capable of, bro. Complete midfielder, right? And then you look at the Liverpool angle. Liverpool, they've replaced Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like literally as soon as Trent said, "Oh, I'm going Real Madrid," Frimpong straight in. Milos Kerkez. They're trying to get Mark Gahey because they've sold Kwanzaa, but Konate and Van Dijk are still knocking around. They've got Gravenberch, McAllister, Sobol, freaking Florian Wirtz, a unbelievable talented player, by the way. Both-footed. People might say, "Oh, he's left-footed," right now he's actually both-footed. His creativity is insane. You know what I mean? Salah, who's literally coming off one of the best seasons I've seen from an individual player. They just need to get a striker. The striker is looking like they're trying to sign freaking what's my man's name now? Isak. They're trying to get Isak from Newcastle, and it's looking like highly likely because Darwin Núñez has got links to Napoli. If they sell him, like Liverpool are making that money back to toss into Isak, bro. Unless if Newcastle are requesting 150 million pounds to 200 million pounds, then that's going to be very difficult for them. So they might have to go in for somebody else. But it's going to be difficult for Arsenal, bro. It's going to be absolutely difficult for them. So let's see what actually happens with them. And it's a really brilliant point there by Flav.
Yeah, I just
we'll be up there. I still believe Arsenal will be up there. We'll be fighting.
Right, let me stop it there. But yeah, man, I just had to get that off my chest. Just before I do go, guys, just before I do finish off, because I've got other things to do. Man has to Operation Trash needs to happen, fam. I've got a load of bin bags to put out for these, because the bin man are coming and they never come to my drive. We have to put the bins in a certain place for them to come out, bro. It's disgraceful. They speak to Manchester Council about these, man, fam. They're not doing their job. They're not doing their job. But anyway, this post, right? So I seen it earlier this morning. It was actually a video of an American sports fan speaking about this Crystal Palace news, because this sports fan actually supports the New York Jets, and the New York Jets owner, I think it was like Woody Johnson, he's doing a terrible job, right? And this gets to another thing, to what I'm increasingly worried about in football, especially English football, is American owners. And people might say, "Oh, you're racist! You're racist! Oh, you're..." No, like, I'm speaking the truth. In terms of protecting football, English football, the Premier League, right? There needs to be certain, and Gary Neville said this as well when the Super League came out. There needs to be certain parameters, bro. American owners owning football, owning English football teams is a bad thing. Take it from a United fan. Take it from a guy who's been dealt with the Glazers, bro. American owners do not understand football. They don't understand what the typical English football fan goes through. They don't understand the typical why an English fan actually supports that local team. You know what I mean? From what I've seen in NFL prices, by the way, like, usually what happens, right, when an American owner comes into a football team, the ticket prices usually always go up. When you look at what happened with Marseille a few years ago, the ticket prices usually go up, right? And I think in American football, right, like with the Washington Commanders, who have been actually pretty good, but in the recent years they've been absolutely terrible. They charge about $155 for tickets. It's been reported by the BBC that Manchester United want to charge £97 for freaking tickets, bro. Football is meant to be for the normal average match going fan, for the fans that actually do a 9 to 5, for the fans that are bricklayers, for the fans that are scaffolders, for the fans that are mechanics, for the fans that actually work in like a Tesco, like in a Sainsbury's, and they want to relax and of course pay their hard-earned money, right, to actually enjoy something that takes their mind off of things, because some fans might be going through a tough time at home. You get what I mean? Their loved ones might be in hospital sick, and you got American owners who prey on fans like this because they know that football fans, again, especially in England, are devoted to their teams, dude. And this right here is not a good thing. It's not a good thing where you have another American owner trying to buy an English football team. This, for me, I think that, again, they should have that model to what they use in the Bundesliga, where the majority of the shares actually go to the fans, where they actually have to make the decisions, bro. Because what's going to happen, right, is they're going to take advantage of Crystal Palace and to see what's going on with freaking Crystal Palace and just waste the money. Because what that fan was speaking about the New York Jets and this guy's son trying to sign players off, like, who's got the highest Madden rating. Imagine if his son starts playing EAFC 25 and he sees that, oh, this player's got a potential of 95 rated, but he turns out to be an absolute dud. These are the kind of things that, like, Crystal Palace fans would be going through, bro, and it's actually not good. It's my biggest worry right now in football. As you can see what's going on in the Club World Cup. In the Club World Cup in America, they don't care about football. They don't care, bro. You've got the biggest teams in the world, right, with millions of followers having empty seats in 60-odd K capacity stadiums over in America. You think that those stadiums would be empty in Europe? No way. No way, bro. But guys, I have to keep it real. As a football fan, I want to protect the sport that I love from already going down a dark path. A dark path, bro. especially for the Premier League. You gonna start in the NFL. They've got regular season games that are played in Wembley, that are played in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, that are played in Brazil, that are played in Germany, that are played in the Real Madrid Stadium. You will get things like this, and for me, it's not good enough. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't want, and again, it's going to sound wrong that I'm saying this, right? But I don't want Man United fans traveling all the way to Texas to watch us play against friggin', I don't know, let's say Leeds United, bro. You get what I mean? For a regular Premier League game, I do not want that. I don't want Manchester United being taken out, because this is what happens in America, guys. This is what happens with these sport franchises, dude. I don't want Manchester United, right, being taken away and going down to Northampton and being Northampton United, bro. Because things like that happen in American sports. Things that happen in American sports, and I do not want that. And it might sound like I'm being freaking foolhardy. It might sound like I'm being nationalist, all these kind of things. But no, I'm protecting the sport that I love, which is football. I'm protecting the team that I love, which is Manchester United, because I've seen this happen. Again, it goes down a dark path, and this Americanization of football, English football, should stop. Should generally stop, bro. Halfway, halftime shows, the freaking player and announcements. Like, this is crazy, dude. This is absolutely crazy, right? So anyway, this is a post. It's a long monologue. I did a long monologue, right? But anyway, this comes from a team called Palace. It says John Textor signed a deal to sell his stake in Crystal Palace to New York Jet owner Woody Johnson on Sunday. Probably just his friend. It's probably just his friend. He's doing a deal for his friend. This sale is subject to approval by Premier League. A decision on whether Palace can play in the Europa League next season is expected this week, mate. Yeah, mate. This is crazy. This is not good. This is not good. My man said Glazers need to do so. I see why. Right? I see why like Palace fans are kind of happy about it, because if Textor does sell his shares, that means highly likely Crystal Palace would be allowed in the Europa League, but that's just for next season, and then like this guy was gonna have shares in this Crystal Palace for longer, bro. So for me, I do not like, speaking as a football fan, I genuinely do not like this, bro. I genuinely do not like this. I don't like this whatsoever. There you go. Sergio says nope. Absolutely F off. Absolutely F off, mate. Piers Morgan with the tap. Oh, mate. There you go. James L. Tipton 4 says not good. He owns the New York Jets, the laughing stock of American sports. Yep. We are in big trouble if this happens. I live in New York. I'm just a Jets fan. I've just seen the club. 15 years. It's no good, mate. Which is the example of what Palace are and how a club is perceived in the UK. Simple facts. I don't think that Crystal Palace is a joke club. I don't think that Crystal Palace is a joke club, mate. I genuinely don't think that. But yeah, mate. There you go. As an NFL fan, good luck with that. Woody Johnson's decision has led dysfunction, erratic leadership, team decision based on family and veteran trades due to Madden ratings, has an alarming tendency to make impulsive decisions, often to the team's detriment. Yeah, mate. And for a team of Crystal Palace's stature, right? For the team of Crystal Palace's stature, and like the players that they've brought in, and I'm pretty sure that their scouts are not using scouts based on FIFA freaking ratings. They've actually got scouts that actually go there and actually watch these. They actually have scouts go out and watch these players do. Like, look at the business that Crystal Palace have done these last 7 years. Eze, Olise, bro. You get what I mean? Like Adam Wharton right now. They've got freaking Mateta, Mark Gay. Like Crystal Palace, their scouting, their way of recruiting players has always been A1, bro. Anyone A1, fam. If anyone wasn't a Christian, people present type Jashira, bro. We don't speak about religion in here, fam. So yeah, bro. So So yeah, fam. Sorry, mate, but well, we don't speak about religion around here, fam. I'll put you in a timeout, lad. I'll put you in a timeout. For a day. There you go. But yeah, I'll put my man in a timeout, fam. There's two things we don't speak about, fam. That is religion, and the other one is, of course, politics. Yeah, we might just gloss over politics, but it's just one of those things where we just literally don't speak about, fam. Because it's just one of those things that just divides people. So anyway, so yeah, I think that's it, bro. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I think that is the end of the stream. It's been a long stream, almost 3 hours. Shout out to the people that have come through. Thank you to Farhan, thank you to Dennis, thank you to Fazel for coming through. I actually enjoyed these longer ones, these longer streams where we're just speaking about football and chopping the stuff. But I will catch you lot maybe tomorrow, actually, because I'm back in work tomorrow, so I finish at 10 p.m. So I might do a late night stream. We'll have to wait and see about that one. But yeah, guys, I will catch you, man, later.